plate looks like as far as fixing shit. Because as I understand it, they are fixing stuff, like as they're going along, because it's just, how that works now with games. You just put out stuff that doesn't work, and then hopefully you fix it, and hopefully people keep buying it while you're trying to fix it.
Yeah. Unless you're Bethesda, and then you just know that the community...
If you're Bethesda, on the other hand, you just say, fuck it, and who gives a shit? And your customers fix it for you. All right, let's see.
Yeah. For fucking free.
Your customers fix it for you. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, there we go. All right, looks like we're live.
Fucking free. All right, we're live. It
hear
seems
my
like we're both
voice.
going. Do you hear my voice on it too? Because I'm pretty sure we're both on there.
I didn't check. I just heard me in the background of your from you.
Oh yeah. Then we're both on there because I heard both of us.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little harder for me because then I get to hear it 2 times each time. Because it'll play in my speakers, and then because of whatever I'm hearing, I broadcast. It'll play again on the stream, and it just starts to get really fucking confusing sometimes. Oh man. Ooh, do you have your doggo this time around?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Oddly enough.
No doggo.
Yeah,
that's a new one.
Yeah, no, he's been off since like Tuesday. Yeah. So no dogger.
Oh man.
No dogger today. Until tomorrow, I think. Or probably tonight if he works in the morning. I haven't asked him yet.
I need to get out of low-ranked Overwatch. I gotta get out of low ranks because that's where the majority of the people that cheat in games are in general, competitive games, which is why I run across so many. It's not the people at the higher ranks that are hacking. Like, they don't need it.
Yeah.
They understand that it's not just about how fast, how well you shoot or your accuracy when you're shooting the other team or whatever. It's also where you're at, where you choose to fight the enemy, when you run away, when you not run away. You should run away because there's a lot of people that just fucking won't. Like, they'll be like dying and you're like, you're the only one in there and you're still alive and you're just throwing your fucking life away because it's you versus 5 players. But man, it's just so bad right now. I think it's because the season just started.
Got to try out all the new cheats.
No, it's mostly just walls, man. I shit you not. I play Sombra a lot, and Sombra's invisible and makes no noise. Right? Until you actually do something, like attack or hack somebody, or you get within a certain range, they can see you. But there's like a really big fucking glowing line on the ground, so you can really easily tell whether you're in range that they can see you. Like, it's really, really easy. But yeah, no, they just shoot me out of nowhere. Like, they just know that I'm there, magically.
That's amazing talent those people have.
Right? Like,
Dude,
you're nowhere near the rest of your team. There's no reason for them to just start spamming a random place on the map, and they'll just shoot you out of nothing. Like, just fucking headshot you out of there. It's fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, I will never understand the mindset.
No, I don't get it because it's even when you lose, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, you lost. Oh, well, it's a video game. Like, it's not like you lost anything in real life. You just, other than like 10, 15 minutes of your time, I suppose.
Yeah, you didn't actually experience getting shot and dying and coming back to life and such.
We had that guy that interviewed a cheater, right? Do you remember that guy? He interviewed the one? And the guy was saying, like, it's like, well, I only have a limited amount of time I can put to video games, so why should I have to lose?
No, you talked about it, but I've never
Oh,
seen it.
okay.
But you told me about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the interview. That was the only thing
yeah.
that was
It's
such a
the
weird
bullshit.
one.
It's such a bullshit rationalization, dude.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's
like, no,
clearly
you
an
fucking in
ego
your head.
thing. It's an
Yeah,
ego thing for sure, but yeah, that was just such a
yeah.
weird way of putting it.
It's like, no, you're one of those people that can cheat and convince yourself that you're good
Mm-hmm.
and that you accomplish something. Like, that's what happened. But again, the mindset that allows for that to happen is also the one that can't, acknowledge that.
Is there, like,
Yeah,
birds
yeah,
around you
that's
somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. Is it
I
picking
thought
up?
I heard birds in the
Yeah, there is.
background. I was like, I feel like
Yeah,
I'm in
there
the
is.
woods, like out of, like a camping trip or something.
Yeah,
It's like this birds just
I
hanging
didn't.
out, having a good time.
I didn't hear him until you said something, but yeah, I had been tuning him out, but now I can't not hear him. Thanks a lot.
You're
Although I guess if
welcome.
you're hearing him, I should be. I guess it's only fair that I have to, be annoyed by it now too.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
if
I'm
the puppy was
sure
here.
you'll appreciate it. I thought they sounded kind of cheerful and happy, but it didn't. It didn't
Yeah,
bother
no,
me. It
I
was just like,
certainly.
oh, I hear these birds
Yeah,
all of a sudden
no,
all around me. I'm sitting out in a field with like. Soon they're gonna be like dancing rabbits and
yeah,
deer or something. Like hanging out.
yeah. Turning into turning into a fucking ASMR show all of a sudden, dude.
Yeah, that's
Nice
what we're gonna do.
ambiance.
ASMR in it.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's fucking depressed. Fuck you guys. I don't give a shit about you, pals. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
All
god,
right.
that's
They
so
think it's
much
the Spurs.
resources it's gonna take to fix these fucking dumb fucking things. Alright, let me see if it fixed at the other base. We changed some server settings. We wanted to see if it would get fixed. Gotta see.
What, the animals not eating thing?
Yeah, the thing where they all just don't eat. Alright, they seem to be happy here.
And
So
you can't force feed them, right?
so there's like 3 places that your pals can be. You have a party of 5 pals because they're basically like little Pokemon. I mean, they're not Pokemon.
Yeah,
But
they're at least
Pokemon.
25% different.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can
they're
have a team of
25% different.
5 in your own personal inventory, right? At any time, you can have up to 5 in your personal inventory. One of which you could have deployed to do stuff for you, or fight for you, or ride like a horse or whatever, right? And then
Right.
the other things you do is you have a PAL box, and that's where they all get stored, like all of them, like as many as you can possibly have, which is, I think, I don't know, like 90 or 100 and some odd that you can carry. You can have all together. That's like and that's where your base is located at, where your PAL box is. And then you can have 15 deployed at your base at any given time. Each base has 15 pals that, like, they do all this stuff. They run around, they grow the food, they run around and harvest the stuff that's at your base. So if, like, you have trees or metal or rock in your base, they'll get it. They process all the items and then they make more items and cook your food and all the good stuff for you.
Right.
But you can't do a lot of the stuff that they do. Like, I can't turn iron ore into metal bars. Like, they have to do that. I'm not allowed to.
Mm. Yeah, that's beneath your character.
I'm not capable of it? Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's dumb. I don't like it. But the other thing is, like, they're super helpful, like, getting around the map, because, like, you get one that flies, and then you fly with it, and... like, they have ones that, like, go super fast like horses, and you, like, ride them like horses. I don't know if there's any swimming ones. Like, where you go across the ocean, because the flying ones get you across the ocean, so it didn't seem like they... did anything in that respect. But yeah, no, it's just a very interesting game. Oh, I'm being rated again! Yay!
Is that by other people or the?
There's like 2 groups of people that are in there that come after you on a regular basis.
Yeah, I thought you said don't they have PvE servers or whatever that doesn't happen?
Oh no, these are just like NPCs. They're not like
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay.
Yeah, they just sit there and try to get through the base.
Yeah. What else is happening?
Oh, did you see the newest on the fucking crazy corrupt mayor lady?
Oh yeah, she's shaking down. I didn't watch the video.
She's shaking down businesses, and she supposedly ordered a drive-by on somebody.
What? Yeah. I wish I was shocked.
Right?
It's just like the one after that where the judge was fucking the prosecutor. I'm like, I wish I was shocked by this shit. I wish any of this shit surprised me. There was a time, not so long ago, when shit like this would have been shocking.
Yeah, and now it's just like, oh yeah, no, it's par for the course. It's totally normal. This is just how it goes now.
Yeah. It would be far more shocking if this if this hadn't happened. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
dude,
just,
I still can't.
Dude,
it's
although so gross, like how it's gotten so bad. Like,
yeah, I was surprised a little bit, and again, I shouldn't have been, with how ghetto fucking that Fannie Willis bitch was.
Oh yeah, well that's what happened. Like the claim is it's opportunity, but really it's just putting people in positions they're absolutely unqualified for. Like this is what equal opportunity is getting us. It's not getting us anything like useful.
Yeah, it turns out like there was merit in meritocracy.
Yeah, there's a reason why the people who were failing at school didn't get into all the colleges. Yeah,
just because they happen to be like black or woman.
Because skin color has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not you should be in college. It's everything to do with whether or not you're capable of actually being in college. Is really what should be the only factor, which is why there's so many Asians, because they have a culture and their families tend to push that really, really hard. So it's like they're constantly making their kids like study and all that stuff. It's like that's what it takes to be competitive in that, for getting your kid into school.
Yeah.
Which is harder when you're a single parent because you decided to date some dude that wasn't going to hang around and just let him knock you up.
Indeed.
But despite the fact that that's a constant problem in certain communities, we can't mention it because,
Yeah, well, that's racist, dude. Yeah, noticing reality is very fucking racist.
It's like if there's a serial killer, it's probably a white dude in his 40s. Like 30s or 40s, white guy, every time. It's always going to be that. It's almost always going to be that. It's almost never anybody else. It's almost always like a fucking middle-aged white guy who's just fucking killing hookers or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, luckily it involves white people, so that's not racist.
Yeah.
Which again, I mean, it isn't. Let me make it clear. Obnoxious. Yeah, noticing that is not racist. It's a fucking fact that very few fucking minorities end up being serial killers.
Yeah,
It's
no.
middle-aged white guys. Oh, yeah, almost exclusively.
It is we that's what we do. We the white people.
Yeah, some of us are just like, hey, I want like zombie lovers, and I can like dissolve part of their brain so like they're alive and I can fuck them.
Yeah,
And then if not, I'll like
that was an
the
interesting
body part.
one.
Yeah, fucking Dahmer. Like he was eating
Dahmer
people.
was a seriously fucking disturbed man. Like that guy was fucking.
Yeah,
He was out there.
yeah, because again, like the fucking cooking and eating people or whatever was kind of secondary to him trying to, again, have zombie sex slaves.
Yeah, that was just like a byproduct of having all that extra meat around and having been grown up as a hunter.
Yeah, he's like, I can't waste this. I
Yeah.
eat this.
They literally they think that his father would kill deer in front of him when he was a kid, and the deer would continue to like twitch and stuff. So that's what he associates. Like that he thinks he can bring people back from the dead and shit. Man, I don't even know how those motherfuckers got up there.
Yes, those motherfuckers.
My pals just climbed a giant box and fucking hung out. They're like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna stand here.
Screen.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting to
show.
stream it. Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. I'm supposed to stream it too. I think I have it set up to capture like a different game. Yeah, I have it set up for Overwatch.
Oh god.
There we go. You can actually see I'm literally just hanging out, and this guy just is up here for no reason. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go climb there.
All right.
Their pathing is good. All right, some other shit that's going on in the world right now. Hold on, let's see. Because I know there was some other shit in there that was nuts. Oh, the corrupt mayor keeps going. Just keeps getting worse. We know that. Oh yeah, what about the dude with the Bud Light? That was a weird one. I didn't say I was like I didn't like him. I just was saying I thought it was a bad career move. Like I think people are just so against Bud Light that, man, I don't think it's gonna work out well. But there's always the possibility it goes the other way, and everybody's like, this guy is really nice. I like this guy, regardless of how it affects Bud Light. You know?
Yeah.
So they might just
it was a decent move by Bud Light. Yeah. It's probably the one thing that they could do that is giving him a chance, I guess.
Yeah, because it'll get his name out there at the very least, and that might actually be far more valuable than just staying out of the controversy. Yeah,
he's also going to host Saturday Night Live, which is fucking... Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't he get in, like, trouble with them or something at some point?
Yeah, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to him, really. It was him getting fired from SNL before he fucking started.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it definitely
started. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, over some bullshit. Because, yeah, and I went and looked at the clip that the guy was talking about, and it was literally him, like saying, like, some racist white guy would be thinking this, right? Like, that's how it was framed. But because he said something
it wasn't even like questionable.
Yeah, it wasn't him
expressing like, you'd have to be absolutely dumb to realize, like, not get it.
Yeah. Like, again, very little context was needed to realize that he wasn't expressing an opinion that he was holding.
Yeah.
He was talking about, like, oh yeah, we got all these chinks, and let's make sure they stay in one spot, and that's how Chinatown happened, or something like that. and then, yeah, Seth Simons decided to fucking try to frame that as him being fucking racist against Asian people.
You gotta love the internet, man. Anybody who doesn't like... And from what I understand, he's pretty left-wing.
Right, yeah. Yeah, not like crazy lefty, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's still like more left than right, which is ironic.
Yeah, it is
Them
pretty fucking
canceling
funny.
him.
Yeah, and it was funny. I was actually watching some shit about it last night where they're talking about like, yeah, well, he's um like focused on just like what's funny, and they were saying it like it was a fucking crazy thing.
Like, oh my god!
Like,
Wow.
wow. I'm like, wow, you people are fucking idiots. Like, yeah, that should be the focus, you fucking morons.
Yeah. It's like watching old stand-up. It's like it's not really any sort of politics going on in it. Most comics from like the 80s and 90s and the 2000s.
I find myself hating Bert Kreischer more and more every day.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is fucking insufferable.
He's so dumb and proud of being dumb. It just makes him hateable.
Yeah. Well, no, he thinks he's great though. That's hard. He's not. He doesn't know he's dumb. He thinks he's an artist.
Oh no, I know. I'm saying that's the thing. That's what makes him so hateable is that he's proud of how dumb he is. He just doesn't understand how dumb he is. But the way he acts, you can tell he's like,
yeah,
aren't I clever?
He's proud of what he does. He thinks it's art.
It's like
I take my fucking shirt off.
I'm super clever. I'm the funniest guy, like whatever. But it's really like, kind of sad. I don't know.
Yeah, your fucking popularity is fucking inexplicable. I don't fucking get it.
Well, he used to tell like great stories when he was up on stage. I don't know if he still does anymore because it's all just sort of like the times I hear him anywhere else, it's just him sucking the dick of whoever he's talking to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was watching this video, was putting it out. He's like, no matter what you're talking, be like, and say how much you love Shane Gillis, but it's still gonna be about him.
Oh yeah,
like he's so fucking self-absorbed, dude. Like everything's going to, reflect on him. Like he kept saying, like, oh no, I saw a Shane special, 20, 30 times, watching it, mostly just from, from the side of the stage or whatever. Like he has to drop that he was in on it first or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, he was there. Fucking weird mindset. Like I was there.
Yeah. He's like, I've seen all these people get super famous and fucking, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's a fucking odd mindset, dude. Yeah. But yeah, he's insufferable. Yeah, he tells, well, your machine story fucking meme with him, right? Like he busts that story out whenever fucking possible and still claims it's fucking real.
Yeah. Every
he made a fucking movie. There's a fucking movie about it.
Really?
He made a movie. Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking
that sounds
basically
really annoying, actually.
Nobody believes the story actually happened, but he still insists on it. And in the movie, it's basically him. It's like a follow-up to the story where some people from Russia fucking came and got him somehow as a follow-up to what he did as the Machine. But even in the movie, like the dad's talking about how the story never happened. I think Mark Hamill plays his dad. So Luke Skywalker plays his fucking dad and talks about how the fucking story never happened in the movie. That's pretty funny. I think that's about it.
That is a neat little side there.
Yeah, that wasn't Bert's idea because it's fucking funny. But yeah, that's the main thing he's fucking known for, dude. That and the fucking
really
always
don't like Bert, man. Like, holy crap.
Dude, it bugs me, dude. Every fucking time. Like, I think if he was just, there's plenty of people that are that are popular that I don't get, and that doesn't bother me that much. But when someone has convinced, convince themselves of their fucking own greatness, and they were just really lucky. And again, their fucking desperate need for attention.
What's the guy
combined with
that
luck.
was on what's the show he's on? He was on like the Tonight Show, not Jimmy Kimmel. I think you know what I'm talking about. He's like really obnoxious.
Yeah, if you're talking about late night, you're kind of talking about all of them. Colbert or Kimmel?
No, not Colbert or Kimmel. Fallon. That's the one I'm thinking of. Fallon. Like that guy is one of the ones I just don't understand.
God.
Like I don't understand why he's popular. He's the most obnoxious human being on the fucking planet.
Yeah, that one. And I even kind of go back now, like at Saturday Night Live, and I'm like, oh, him breaking character doesn't seem natural anymore. Like it seems like calculated now.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm the break character guy. I'm the guy that's gonna laugh in the sketch and fuck it all up. Look at me, aren't I an adorable little scamp?
Yep.
So yeah, he seems incredibly phony to me. Yeah.
And then there was the dude that did the karaoke in the car.
Oh God, James Corden.
Yeah, there was another one who I was like, man, why are people so interested in watching this dude? He's just fucking awful.
Yeah. Apparently an awful human being in general too.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, like everybody, he was so horrible to everybody that was in that, like, that worked in that show.
Yeah, or, if he was out eating and anything went remotely wrong, he fucking lost his fucking shit like a fucking lunatic.
Oh, it's one of those two? Oh, that's the fucking worst.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand, like, why people get so mad about that shit. Like, it's such a weird one to me. Like, dude. Okay, well, you know what? The restaurant made food for, like, 20 fucking people. So maybe they made a mistake on yours. Like, if you ask them to fix it and they say, fuck you, well, okay, then you get mad.
Yeah.
But, like, if they're just, like, hey, doing their thing, and then, like, you just didn't get what you wanted that one time, like, dude. All right, that just happens, man. Like, relax.
Dude. I had a fucking thing at Arby's once where they fucked up the order 4 times.
Yeah.
And I was still laughing. Like, it got funnier. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't get mad. Like, I was a little annoyed, but mostly it was just fucking funny that they... And it didn't seem like they were fucking with... You know what I mean? Like,
it's like it wasn't a joke. Like, they just genuinely were screwing up.
Yeah. I was like, all right, yeah, none of the red sauce stuff or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they were like, okay, then remake those. And all right, now it doesn't have bacon and it's on the onion buns when I asked you to do the sesame seed buns. And then it comes out, it's on the sesame seed buns, no red bacon, none of the gross red sauce. No, there's no bacon on it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, can you just put bacon... Like, just put bacon on these, please. It's all it needs. And even then, like, the way fast food works, they had to put it in, like, little fucking dishes. Like, the bacon for each of the 4 burgers or whatever. Or the 4 sandwiches. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll do it. Just put the bacon. All it needs is bacon. Please just give me the strips of bacon. And I'll put it on myself then.
Oh,
but, yeah, I never got mad.
They were, like, apologizing the whole time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they gave me, like, fucking... I don't know, like a milkshake or something. Yeah,
usually they'll give you like cookies or a milkshake or some extra chips or something.
Yeah. Which I didn't care. It was, it was worth the entertainment for me. Although, again, my mom and my son were with me and they were done eating by the time I actually got my food. But beyond that, it's still pretty fucking funny.
That does seem like it would be kind of annoying. The food part, not worth getting mad, like, getting on their case or anything about, like I'm saying, but just like,
yeah, I think I like one, and I'm like, all right, well, I am actually really hungry, so I'm going to eat one of these, and then I'll take the rest to go, since you guys are already done eating.
Yeah.
But beyond that, yeah, I didn't fucking lose my shit.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
sorry, I
yell
was
at him,
taking a
dude.
bite of food. I didn't eat lunch earlier.
No,
So
that's fine.
I'm
My son had just
scarfing
texted
some
me anyway,
yogurt.
so I was taking a little break myself. So
Little key lime yogurt with some graham crackers crumbled into it. Lunch of champions. Oh man, you know the thing that bothers me. I think when it comes down to the people that like actually like, yell and scream and freak out on like wait staff and whatnot. I think that bothers me about that the most is that like the poor bastards have to just put up with it or get in trouble. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like if you're
Yeah,
getting
that's the
screamed at
rough
by
part,
some
man.
asshole because you didn't fucking get his coffee right, you should be able to turn around and be like, go fuck yourself, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that should just be, like, normally accepted. You know, like, that if you've gone to the point where you're screaming and flipping out and acting like a lunatic in a restaurant, that they just throw you the fuck out. You know? Like, all right, you're done. Get the fuck out. Go. Find someone else to harass. We're not interested in your business anymore. That would be nice. But
Yeah,
nah, they make
yeah. When
them,
they get way out of control.
Yeah. It just seems so
But
unfair
yeah,
to the poor
anytime you're
bastards.
coming in hot right away is just fucking so shitty.
Yeah, yeah. It
Like,
should
dude,
be
fucking
like, all right. It's you know, like I could understand somebody getting hot the fourth or fifth time they fucked something up in a row, like what you did, and you know you didn't, which is laudable. But it's like I could definitely understand somebody being like, "Are you guys fucking with me? Like, do you not understand like how to do this? Is it really
yeah,
this fucking hard? Like, this is the fourth time, guys. Come on, you know, like I can see somebody getting upset, but like
yeah. And even
some of the
me, I
stuff
was
I've seen,
almost like, you know what? Just give me the money back. I think it's time to it's fourth and long. Time to punt.
like it's time for me to give
We're
up
not
and
going
go
to
somewhere else, bro. We're good.
return. But I also, people shit on Arby's, but I really like Arby's. Not all the time. It's one of those craving kind of things.
Well, you know, fast food is one of those things where you kind of agreed to a gamble when you started this journey. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like you knew
yeah.
it
It turns
wasn't going to
out,
necessarily go very well when you went into a business run by a bunch of 16-year-olds.
yeah, and again, especially because I regularly do substitution shit or like well, yeah, in Arby's. Like I
Oh, it's
don't like onion
generally like
buns at all.
recommended, right, to order substitutions and or something off of
Yeah,
or extra because like otherwise your food is
yeah,
usually sitting under a hot lamp.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, yeah, I don't like onion buns at all. And if the sandwich is coming on an onion bun, I'm like, hey, can you put that on a sesame seed bun? Because onion buns are fucking disgusting or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
say that, but So again, and I'm like, okay, that and no red sauce or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I get it. They're used to doing it in one way, and I'm asking them to switch a couple things out. So, I'm not that mad when it gets fucked up.
I think my
Because again,
absolute favorite,
turns
and this
out,
was one of those call it moments where you just walk away, was I went to the
yeah,
Taco
you're
Bell
like,
nearby, and this is a thing I've ordered many times online from that restaurant, is you add seasoned rice to the quesadilla. It's really good. It seems like it would be weird, but it's actually really, really, really good texture, taste kind of thing.
right, right. No, I can see that. Yeah,
And this motherfucker at the drive-thru was like, "We don't have seasoned rice." I'm like, "Oh, you're out?" He's like, "No, we don't have it." And I was like, "I need to go somewhere else for lunch today." Like, I just like because
yeah,
what I wasn't
yeah.
mad. It
This
was
is
just like
definitely, yeah.
there's no
This is
point
not
in
going to
this
work out.
conversation at all. We're
Yeah,
done. Like we've gone
yeah.
the limit of where we can
You're welcome
go.
to drive on.
He's just
Yeah.
unaware of one of the items in his fucking store. Like we can't
Yeah,
work our way
yeah.
around
So
that. Like It's like, no, actually, you do have seasoned rice. You've sold it to me before on food.
Okay, well, give me the unseasoned rice then that looks suspiciously seasoned. Can you throw some of that in there?
They don't have unseasoned rice as far as I'm aware, actually.
Okay. All right, yeah, whatever rice you may have in there, okay?
See, I was concerned that this homie thought there was no rice in that place, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Like, what?
I literally just drove across town to the other fucking Taco Bell. I was just like, nah, you know what? I'll take the 15-minute drive.
Yeah. No, that's a good call, dude.
Yeah. Because I mean, it was just, I was like, man, I'm already screwed. I'm cutting my losses now. Yeah, but so that is a thing.
Yeah, and again, it's fast food.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
turns out there's not a lot of
my standards were already low.
Yeah, and again, there's not a lot of PhD holders, working at the Taco Bell.
Oh man, I gotta say, if I was working at a place like that, there would be fewer mistakes, but they would be targeted. Like, if there were people that were really obnoxious for some reason before they even got their food, oh, they're definitely getting a mistake.
Dude.
Like, I want them to come back and I want to have fun with them. Like,
yeah, it's one of the groups of people that I do not joke around with. Fuck with is people that have access to the food I'm about to eat. They're about to give me.
Oh,
that
seems
like a fucking.
Oh, I would never do anything like spit in their food or anything like that. That's just dirty. Like that's not cool. But like, I'm definitely gonna leave something out of one of their items just to be annoying, like, or add something that they didn't want, for sure. Like what was that? You yelling at the cashier before they've even got the order? It looks like you're getting fire sauce added to every burrito. We're gonna up the ante here.
Yeah, I fucking hope it. Yeah, by BS, and it makes it a million times worse.
Ooh,
fucking asshole.
There you go. Or like, there's no
that dude reminded me. It reminded me. Nate Bargatze had a bit about that where he was going into like a Starbucks or whatever, some fucking, I don't know if it was actually Starbucks, but a fucking coffee place.
Yeah, like some sort of.
And like the guy repeated back his order to him like it was weird, and I guess because he just basically said like fucking whatever coffee with milk, and then he's like, the guy repeated it back to him like it was weird, and I'm like, and he was like, yeah, that a coffee with just with milk. And then Nate Bargatze's like, all right, let's see what he heard.
Oh, no.
Let's see what I get. Let's see what he heard. And the dude fucking, and what he gave him was just a fucking thing of iced milk. It was just milk.
Just milk. He just left off the coffee altogether. Didn't need to add that in there. Just some milk.
Yeah. Even after repeating back what he said that had like the word coffee or whatever coffee drink in it, all he heard was milk and ice.
Oh
like, God. That's fucking great. Just that thought. All right, let's see what he heard. I said, this should be interesting.
It was. He left off a whole bunch of that shit that he wanted in there. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah,
damn, that's fucking great.
Coffee. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny.
Poor
guy.
Yeah.
Did he take the milk and leave? Like, because I would have just said, you know what? I'm gonna leave this fucker guessing. This motherfucker.
Yeah,
would be like, that guy just ordered an ice milk. Because I think that's
I
the
don't
way
think
to go
even
at that point.
Yeah, he probably did, but whatever he did, I don't remember the rest of the fucking story.
God damn. I love it.
Think about it. That was the best part, dude.
I love it.
Let's see what he heard. And he's like, I could probably elaborate and make sure he understood, but I am much more curious to find out what it is he heard me say.
You know, that's a fun way to look at it. Because I used to, like, ask people to just surprise me. Like, because that's, that's the douchiest you can possibly be in a drive-through.
Yeah.
But, like, I go to Starbucks and I'm like, can you just give me, like, 2 pastries? I don't fucking close your eyes, reach your hand in, and whatever you grab, I'm good.
Yeah.
And they just would be
yeah,
like...
well, you take the information that you
like,
think you heard from me and give me what you think I want, and I'll fucking live with it.
Yeah, because, I mean, with Starbucks, it's all fucking just giant blocks of sugar. Like, there's no question as to what I'm going to get. It's just going to be a big block of fucking sugar. And they're all going to taste roughly the same. They're just going to be, like, vaguely, like, hint of flavor, you know? It's like,
might be some lemon
I like
flavor.
That
maybe
sugar with a hint of blueberry. Or, that sugar with the flavor of cranberry slightly in it. That's what you're getting. I mean, you're not, you know...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like blueberry, cranberry, lemon... orange, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just going to be a little hint of the flavor. It's not going to be anything super, like, crazy.
Yeah. It's going to be fucking lemon-flavored sugar or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some flavor
sugar
of sugar.
With a
it's
hint
going to
of
be great.
lemon.
And I'm going to enjoy it, you know? Like, I'm going to be happy with it. Like, so... Because I just need something to eat, and then I'm done. That's all I want. I don't need like a semantical like discussion about it. Just give me the fucking sugar and the sugar in a cup. We're good. That was before I realized they had apple fritters, and I was like, ooh, apple fritters are the bomb. Like, their apple fritters are actually pretty decent, but the rest of their food is pretty gnarly. And the only thing is, I can imagine the reason being is maybe when you deep fry something that's as much sugar as the other stuff, it wouldn't work as an apple fritter anymore, so it had to be less sugar in it.
Yeah.
But, you know, then again, I'm probably just wishful thinking.
Yeah, I think they glaze it. Yeah, I think they glaze it after they deep fry it.
But I mean, like, the other pastries, there's so much sugar instead of flour. Like,
yeah.
That's why they're so heavy and dense. It's because there's so much sugar in them. And it was like, I wonder if maybe there was a little less sugar in the dough before they glazed it.
Like it fried a lot of the sugar out somehow.
Or like the sugar wouldn't work if they added too much sugar. It wouldn't fry properly, and it'd be like a mangled hunk of sugar instead of like a fritter.
Gotcha.
Oh, there's
actually the fries. The fries grocery stores here make really good like apple cherry fritters.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Kroger brand. So Ralph's. I don't know if you have Ralph's where you're at. They're owned by Kroger too.
Yeah, we have Ralph's.
Yeah.
I am
company.
a fan of fritters. Yeah, like I think the best I found was there was a donut shop that was local for a while. I don't know if they're still out there because I haven't had donuts in a long time, but they had a really good blueberry fritter, and that was super tasty.
Yeah.
With
any fritter
instead of apples, and it was so good.
Yeah, cherry's good. Blueberry, I don't think I've had that, but obviously it's fantastic. It's a fucking fritter. Any fruit with any fritter, it's gonna be good.
Sure. For sure.
But yeah, I like to heat them up and then put a big fucking scoop of vanilla ice cream on top, dude. That's fantastic.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it gets all melty, but then you still have the cold part of the ice cream too that didn't get all melty.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good way to go.
There's a restaurant called BJ's here. I'm sure you've got like or something like them wherever you're at, because they're like a big chain. But they have a thing called a Kazuki, where it's like a little tin that's about maybe 6 or 7 inches across, and they put like a big baked cookie in there, right? And then on the side, because we usually get them delivered, but you know, because why would you go somewhere and eat in the restaurant when you can just have it at your house?
Yeah.
But they just stick a little side with a little cup of ice cream separately, so the cookie thing arrives warm, and then you dump the ice cream on top of it, and you get that same thing where it's like that melty ice cream with just a little bit left as regular ice cream. Oh man. Fucking
yeah.
That's where that's the one you want to get. Let me tell you.
Yes, anything a la mode is fantastic. Any dessert, warm it up, throw ice cream on top, get it all melty. Fantastic. Yeah, I think the most decadent one is I like Safeway. I think has the best brownies, especially if you like them like super fudgy. But yeah, I would take the white chocolate Reese's, not the full size ones, the mid size ones. I would jam like 5 of those into it, and I would microwave it.
Ooh.
And then I would put a scoop of fucking vanilla ice cream on top of that. And you got to drink a lot of
good.
Yeah, you have to cleanse the palate. You have to drink a lot of milk, otherwise you're done after 2 bites because it's just too fucking sweet. But as long as you drink, you have enough milk to continually cleanse the palate, you're good.
Hell yeah.
I think that's where a lot of people screw up is they don't like, no, it's too sweet. And I'm like, no, that's why you drink the milk. You cleanse the palate every time, and the sweetness is kind of washed away. You're ready for another bite.
The milk. You are a huge fan of the milk with the sweets. That is the.
Yeah. Well, it's essential if you want to keep eating the sweets.
It's essential.
Yeah. Again, it kind of it really does though. Yeah, because you do get sick of the sweetness, but again, if you fucking cleanse it, I mean, water would probably also, but milk also tastes kind of good with especially anything chocolatey.
True, milk and chocolate is a crazy good combination. Like whoever figured that one out, they were really cranking on all cylinders, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Because like milk and like regular candy, like I don't know, like Jolly Ranchers or fucking Now and Later's is what I was thinking of. But yeah, like something like that. Milk now, water's better if you're gonna cleanse the palate, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, milk and chocolate. God damn. Yeah, my latest favorite thing is Milk Duds and the Kinder Buenos, which are like these little chocolatey things with a bunch of goo in the middle, like whipped creamy type shit. So I get a mouthful of the Milk Duds and like 1 or 2 of those little things. That's my new favorite snack. And a lot of milk.
Pretty good. I
yeah,
can see
it's pretty good. Man.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, the Buenos. Yeah, the Kinder Buenos are. I don't know if you've had those. I think they're relatively. But yeah, they're just these little fucking, like maybe quarter-size things. Obviously puffed up because they got shit in them, but yeah, they go well with a mouthful of Milk Duds.
I like it because it lasts. Take the mini Reese's and the mini Kit Kats, the ones that are like literally like the bite size, like the size of the tip of your pinky ones.
Yeah,
a couple of each of those. Yeah. That's a pretty good mouthful right there.
Yeah, it'd be white chocolate Reese's for me, but yes, regular Reese's is good too. Actually, I like them both. They're fantastic.
Oh, the Reese's is always good. It's hard to go wrong with peanut butter in some form of chocolate. There's a lot of really good options out there.
Indeed. It's good shit.
Damn.
Yeah, plus the Milk Duds, it lasts a long time. It's like gum.
Oh, yeah, because you gotta chew up the caramel forever and ever.
Yeah, you get a lot of flavor from chewing it and chewing it and chewing it. It's like gum, but that doesn't last. It's like temporary. That's the one good thing about caramel.
Yep.
Gum with an expiration.
What was one of the best was like for hard candies or not? It's technically a hard candy, I think. It's those Werthers where it's got like the apple stuff in the middle. Where it's like
so kind of like a
caramel on the outside, and then there's like an apple, like a sour apple filling, but it's like a harder caramel. and a soft
Gotcha.
apple filling. That is some fucking good candy right there. Like it's got that good mix.
Yeah, they had like caramel apple blow pops that were kind of like that. Although I think it was the
Oh, I
opposite
know what
of
you're
what
talking
you're
about.
saying.
Yeah. The caramel apple pops. Those were always really good.
Yeah, those are the apple shit on the outside, though, I think, instead of in the middle. The caramel, I think, the hard caramel was in the middle. Yeah. Either way, good shit. Caramel and apple, another great combination, like the chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, and then there looks like more shit's going down with China and Taiwan. Some fishermen died. And they're looking at
invading.
China's trying to use it. They're looking at China might be using it as an excuse to like
take over Taiwan.
Go after Taiwan again. Yeah, try to take over Taiwan. I don't know if they would be able to,
I don't know that much
like,
about
or if
that
it would be similar
honestly.
to the Ukraine situation where, like, as long as there was money and backing going into Taiwan, they'd never be able to take over because it's just like, you know, yeah, they have a bigger military, but they can't bring all of it to bear at the same time.
Yeah. Actually, I was watching Benjamin Boyce had Karen Strawn on yesterday. You remember the guy that from the Evergreen School that did all the Evergreen School craziness?
Yeah. The one where they had the no white people allowed day.
Yeah, the day of absence, whatever stupid shit. Yeah. So, anyways, that guy he had Karen Strawn on, and she hadn't done much lately. She was actually bringing up an interesting point about the prisoner guy that just died in prison, Navalny or whatever the fuck his name is in Russia.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Why would Putin have him killed? Like he wasn't actually a threat. Like he had a very low popularity." She's like, the fact that the House Democrats were like, no, we're not giving any more money to Ukraine, actually does make it more likely that like the CIA or somebody was behind it. You know what I mean? Where they're like, oh no, now the House Republicans are going to have to give more money to Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
Which actually does make a lot of sense.
Well, I here's the thing I don't understand. Why are we so dead set on going after Putin and like trying to like unseat him or take his power away and like make him an enemy? Like,
yeah, it
doesn't matter to us. Like, that you know, if the Russians don't want Putin in charge, they that's up to them. It's nothing to do with us. You know, in my opinion, it's whatever you think about it, you know, if he's a good or a bad person or any of that kind of shit, it's just like, you know.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just a money laundering thing, dude. I think like a lot of that money is coming back somehow.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like, you know, I don't think it has anything to do with Putin and everything to do with like they just need to keep that money flowing. You know, keep that money flowing. Make sure nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, nothing can be earmarked for anything specifically. We're just going to give them $88 million and have no accounting. Yeah. Well, again, obviously, you know, Hunter Biden was involved in fucking Ukraine shit from way back when fucking Biden was vice president. So, yeah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence that we're backing Ukraine and throwing all this crazy amount of money to them.
Well, and then they did that what was it, during the Super Bowl, sneaky Super Bowl vote to give more money to Ukraine again?
Yeah.
You know that, right? Dude. Like, they did that. There was like some sort of sporting event or like a holiday or something. They were like, we're going to give all this money to Ukraine while everybody's looking the other way.
Wow. Yeah, not surprising in the least, yeah. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Dude, did you see the fucking, the video of Biden complaining about the shrinkflation shit? Like,
Oh, where he's trying to like
the
lie
ice
and
cream.
say it's not inflation. There's no inflation going on.
No. He's bitching about it. He's bitching about the fact that sizes and shit were getting smaller. Like his fucking ice cream container is now smaller.
Oh no, poor Biden.
Yeah. Like, dude, you caused all this. You're fucking historically awful,
Well, not only did you
disastrous
cause all this,
fucking
but like maybe
economic.
it's for the best that some of these portion sizes start coming down.
Right.
You know,
But yeah.
I every once in a while I'll just forget, and I'll order food like from a fast food place, and you're gonna drive through or whatever, and you're like, yeah, I'll take the large drink, thank you. And then you're like, oh, I forgot. That means it's a gallon of whatever the fuck they put in that cup. I don't need a gallon of soda or a gallon of fucking lemonade to go with my burger. I mean, how about like a 12-ounce serving? That's plenty.
Yeah.
That's
But it's only
a
like
medium. Like an
more.
8-ounce should be a small. A 12-ounce should be a medium, and then the large could be 16 ounces, not a half a fucking gallon.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely do that shit, and fucking rarely do I finish.
Right? Because that's why I don't do it. It's like, even if it's only a little bit extra, I'm never going to drink it. You know, like...
Yeah, it's definitely a silly thing to do.
So maybe in some respects, maybe some of these portions coming down is not such a negative thing. Maybe we don't need that giant fucking thing of ice cream. Now, if the prices were commensurate with the value of what you have in your hand, that's the part you should be upset about. You know, if you're paying $20 for a cone of ice cream, that's a problem. You know, like that's a lot of fucking money for some ice cream.
Right. I actually like the fact that Bluebell is sticking with the fucking half-gallon size. Good for them.
Oh no! I was just talking about the like the servings, the cones that you buy at
I know.
store.
Yeah, I get you.
Of course, to be honest, I'm like, you know, maybe Biden's just complaining because he used to figure he could get more children with more ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking blindfold speedrun shit, that was kind of funny.
Dude, it's so fucking... Jesus. Dude, I don't know. Dude, the one clip, though, dude, that clip, fucking... I could not stop watching him demonstrate the fucking... shirt over the head juggling thing. Because he's so over the top with it.
Oh, yeah.
The part I clipped. Did you watch the clip that I sent? Just the first, because the first thing I sent was a 15-second clip of him being like, "It's like pulling your shirt over your head, you know, while you're juggling." And then it's fucking clip of him doing it.
Yeah, and he's doing it in the cheesiest possible way.
Yeah, he's fucking mugging and fucking being ridiculous with it. Which I don't know. I guess it's because it was out of character because he doesn't normally do shit like that. I'm like, this is so goddamn silly and unnecessary.
He has an interesting look about him. Like he didn't get finished.
Yeah. He definitely has a. Yeah, that's a pretty good way. Like he isn't fully rendered yet.
Yeah, exactly. He just looks like he's not done. Whatever was happening when he was being made is not complete. And
the animations are complete. That's definitely.
Oh yeah. He definitely moves. That's ish. Well, I'm glad he can move. That's definitely a good thing and not a bad thing.
Yeah, the fact that it was completely unnecessary to begin with. And then he did it in such a over the top, dude. I found it so goddamn fun.
Everybody can picture in their own head like exactly what's going on. We didn't need the demonstration at all. It's not even a weird thing to demonstrate. It was just like, okay.
Yeah, well, it was kind of weird. Well, no, I think that's why he did it, because it was unnecessary. I don't know that, but knowing him a little bit, I assume he's like, this is completely unnecessary, but I feel like doing it.
He seems to have a fairly good sense of humor about things.
Yeah.
Like that.
So that definitely helped. I'm like, dude. But anyways, yeah, dude, the fact that they don't bother to try to be convincing, though, like the bitch that did it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Didn't try to bother, like, oh look, she's doing something that there's no fucking way she would be doing if she couldn't see.
Yeah, I just love that everybody like
Oh, she
buys into
knows.
those things all the time.
Yeah, watch her dodge this swipe that has no auditory clues at all, but she managed to know it was coming and dodge. That's impressive.
Hell
And she
yeah.
knows who the dragon is targeting, which also has no auditory indications. Fucking amazing. She's just psychic, apparently.
She's all powerful.
Yeah, that's fucking girl boss, dude. They're magic.
Yes. Definitely the magic girl boss thing. That is definitely obnoxious.
Well, it fooled Asmongold for a while.
Oh, did it
But
really?
that
Did you
guy's,
fall into the whole like girl boss? Everything's a girl boss thing.
yeah. Well, he
Asmongold
just
seems like
didn't
he's
know
kind of
enough
a
to
fucking
fucking.
dummy, honestly. Like,
Yeah, he's really stupid, and his popularity is a bit confusing, but I don't like hate him for it.
well, he
Because what he
probably finds
does,
his own fucking popularity
yeah,
confusing.
yeah, because he's just a fucking degenerate, fucking gross scumbag guy that's for some reason found fucking fame and fortune. Um, but yeah, I think because all he does is say common sense shit, but he's saying it like it's something profound. You know what I mean? Like that's a vast majority of what he does.
Oh man,
He has
that
some
is.
stupid. He has a lot of stupid opinions too, but he fucking.
So he's like
I
everybody
guess
else
it's
in
the
the world.
fact that yeah, pretty much. Except, well, no, other people know they're saying common sense shit, but he says it like it's a fucking profound revelation. I don't know. I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's just the way he fucking
You
is.
just think he's kind of
So I don't think it's like an act.
fucking
Yeah,
goofy.
well, he's kind of dumb. So if he has a thought that's like not dumb, he probably does think it's a profound revelation.
Like, holy shit, this is actually a
I
thinker.
actually like the guy. It sounds like I'm talking shit, but I actually like the guy. I don't watch. I'm sub to him, but I don't watch very many of his videos. Like I don't know. There's some people that are like that. Like yeah, I'm subscribed to him. I like him, and I don't watch like 90% of what the videos of theirs that I see in my feed. So yeah, I'm not annoyed by his fame. It is a little confusing, but again, common sense is not as common as it once was. So I guess he's on to something. But yeah, he was fooled, but he's an idiot, so it's not that surprising.
Yeah,
And again, he's
if
not
anybody
a
was
deep
gonna get
thinker,
fooled,
so
it was gonna be him.
yeah, not surprising. I mean, obviously, he later learned if I was actually paying attention and knew what to look for, I would have noticed that. But yeah, and it's funny because it was all her fucking stands trying to push it out that got more eyes on it. That got fucking people that are like, no, that's quite obviously fake. I looked at it for 3 seconds and look here, here, and here. It's obvious that she can see through that thing.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought for sure it was just going to be a case of pre-recorded footage. Like my thought was there's she's fake because I saw the title of the video obviously, but so it was like to me it was just like 10-1 odds. This motherfucker just made a video of the thing beforehand and now they're trying to pass it off as something they did.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, she's just using fucking see-through shit. And I was like, oh, that's so disappointing. I wanted so much more.
Yeah. Although I guess Asmongold early on, his first reaction really was like, well, yeah, she's beat him, like, because again, apparently that's one of the harder bosses, but she's done it like literally like 4,000 times or something. It was like, yeah, she's beat it like over 4,000 times. Yeah, I would think she might be able to do it blindfold. So not the worst reasoning, But again, if you're not familiar with the battle and you don't know that she's avoiding a swipe from the dragon that has no auditory cues at all.
Now here's the thing. I think there's probably a way you could figure out how to dodge those in by the timing. I would imagine. I mean, but
Yeah, it's
if there
possible
is
that
like a
is like,
specific scripted thing, like if that exists, but I don't know if that even exists.
right. Yeah, it seems nowadays that
But it seems pretty
the
unlikely.
AI is good enough that it's not that scripted as like it
Yeah,
used
because
to
it
be.
used to be, you could time a lot of stuff because you would be like, oh well, I'm gonna, first they take this swipe, then they do this, and they just keep going in like a rotation. Like there's always gonna be a rotation.
Yeah, before AI got good enough to where it could actually respond to your action. But most games have that level of AI
Yeah.
where it's going to respond to what the
So
enemy,
it makes me
what
wonder if
you're
that
doing.
was like, that would have been a better explanation than what she was aiming for. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, that wasn't just obviously there was more than that, but yeah, I mean it's obvious it was a fake. When you put all of it together.
Yeah, I
But
don't
yeah, definitely
understand.
back in the
Like,
days. Like I assume that's why the blindfold runs work on like the old Mario games, is because again, there's no AI that's like responding to what you're doing. It's just this is what it does here, here, and here. So you can do it blindfolded because the actions are going to always be the same
yeah.
by the whatever enemy you're fighting.
Yeah, if you figure out one way to beat it, where if you just you got it down to a point where like you do this, it's gonna do that. You do this, and then it's gonna do that, and you know it like by heart. Maybe that's how you get it there.
Yeah. Nowadays, that's a lot tougher because there is actually, AI put into the enemies that actually respond to what you're doing, and has been for years now. So
No,
yeah,
I don't ever play
I
those kind of
assume.
games. Like that's usually not the kind of game I play. Was it Mario something or other, or like Monster Hunter?
Mm. Yeah, that one was, I think, Monster. It was one of the bosses on Monster Hunter, I think. Shit, what did I just fucking get reminded of? God damn it! I wanted to. Oh, dude, there was a video by Charlie. I forget what the fuck it was about, but he actually was mentioning the fucking "we live in a simulation" shit, which I thought was pretty fucking funny. I'm like, yeah, he's starting to buy into it too.
Yep. Sooner or later,
Yeah,
they all fucking get there because it just feels like too fucking weird. Some
like
of the
yeah,
coincidences, man.
yeah. The absurdity levels of reality have gotten too fucking like unnatural. So like maybe there is. Again, I don't actually believe it. Again, I'm saying I just wouldn't be surprised if that turned out to be true. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. What if we're all like brains in a jar? Like just jar
Yeah,
of
if
brains
that.
hanging out, waiting for the fucking
Yeah.
end of
Well,
the
you
world,
think
and we
if
got
let's
bored
say
as
that.
shit, so we made these weird simulations to distract us and keep us from like suiciding or
Well, not even that
something.
far. It might not even be that. We might just be ones and zeros. We might again, if there's a sufficient. You think about like a million years from now. Let's say we don't wipe ourselves out. Like the amount of fucking simulation we would be capable of at that point would be pretty indistinguishable from reality. So we might not even be brains in a jar somewhere. We might just be made up completely.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be kind of sucky for us.
Yeah, would it? I'm considering just continually screaming at the sky to erase me from the simulation and see what happens. So if I suddenly just blink out and there's no fucking record of me anywhere all of a
Yeah, if
sudden,
you cease to exist, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I know I knew this person, but now he's gone, and nothing makes sense. Like, there's
yeah,
no
I
reason.
feel like
Nobody
something.
seems to understand. Nobody's missing him. Nobody understands he's gone, but me. That'd be so weird.
Or I found the cowl of the gray fox and you wouldn't even miss me.
True.
Yeah. Are you familiar? Do I need to explain what the cowl of the gray fox is from the Elder Scrolls thing. They put it on. It's from the Thieves Guild, Daedric Prince Nocturne. Basically, if you put it on, like, not only do you essentially disappear, but any fucking record, any memory of you is just fucking gone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, yeah, it's not even like, oh, where'd they go? It's like, no, you don't even remember that person existed, and there's no record of them anywhere all of a sudden, somehow.
It's like that one X-Men that's the superpower one that nobody knows. None of the other X-Men are even aware of the guy.
Is there one like that?
I thought there was a guy who, like, he was the ultimate powered X-Man because he could do, like, all these, like, world-changing things with all these abilities, but, like, the downside to his power was that nobody knew he existed.
I don't know. How am I unfamiliar with this? It has been a while since I've followed any of the X-Men stuff closely. But yeah, that would be pretty hellish. Or maybe not, depending on your fucking attitude, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think that would be...
That could be a positive. It wouldn't be the worst thing for me. I wouldn't mind that so much.
Yeah, because, you know, like, you can always interact with people for a brief period while they're actively looking at you.
Yeah. But then it's like those aliens from Doctor Who, where as soon as you're not looking at them...
You forget they exist entirely.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, literally, if you just keep staring at them, you can do something about it. But if you break line of sight, you completely forget that you were just looking at them.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I finally got too greedy on the whole dropping valuable inventory, picking it up thing in Skyrim.
Oh no, did you crash your game or something?
Yeah, it started getting to the point where, like, every few minutes it would just freeze up for like 10 seconds, and then it would go back to playing, and it'd be okay. But then, like, that was annoying enough, but then it got to the point where anytime I was trying to leave a room, it would just straight up crash.
Oh no.
So I had to, like, erase, like, you know, the last month's worth of fucking gameplay.
In order to be able to play anymore?
Go back to a previous save, yeah. So that kind of sucks. But again, all I was doing was pretty much that. So,
oh, well, that works out. That's not too bad. It could be a lot worse, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now maybe I can actually go back into my house in fucking Riften. Without 300 fucking potion bottles crawling its way slowly across the basement floor and then crashing the game.
You were determined to fuck that game up, man.
Dude. Yeah, I was definitely pushing it. I didn't see where the line was, I guess.
You were like, I want 1,000 staffs of the Sheogorath, and I want 50,000 potions, and I want all the fucking meat, baby. You just like...
Must have. Yeah. I've got 1,000 sanguine roses, so that's pretty sweet.
1,000 sanguine roses?
Yeah.
Is that any real benefit for having 1,000 of them instead of just having, like, one, out of curiosity?
Well, you can put them on display more places, but 1,000's not necessary. Like 10 would probably be enough to put them in all your houses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, give them one to the little kid. Isn't it a staff, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, it's the one that looks like essentially like a long...
oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't a staff. I thought you could give the kids a staff.
You probably can. I would give them the Daedric... I would always give them the enchanted Daedric daggers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The scariest looking item possible, of course.
Yeah. Hey, I got a new present for you, kid. Here you go. Just in case you come across any Daedra, this will, just touch them with it in any way, and they will be sent back to oblivion. So that's pretty useful, but also, a kid with a Daedric dagger is pretty fucking funny.
Just,
I got a wooden sword I could have given you. I could have just given you a wooden sword to play with. But no, take this.
That would
Daedric
not be anywhere
dagger.
near as lethal and potentially dangerous to every other living being in the vicinity.
Yeah. Where's the fun in that?
I never did the ones that were enchanted against Daedra. I always gave them like a dagger that had like paralysis and fire damage, like maxed out.
Yeah, I would usually give them whatever.
Because I was like, I want them to be able to just murder the fuck out of anything that like happens to be in the general area.
Yeah, because I guess the Daedric thing is only effective against Daedra. So if any regular non-Daedric beings, it's pretty useless. Well, other than Daedric dagger is still pretty badass, but not necessarily going to be a one-shot, you're fucking gone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially when wielded by a child with no XP. Or with very low XP, I would imagine.
Yeah, that is a good question. Do the children have experience points? And if so, how does that like affect their abilities? And can you like level up really high when you're a kid?
Yeah, do they bring more weird shit that they drop in the chest and tell you to check out later?
Oh, yeah. I
found a bunch of random shit. I threw it up in the chest in my room. You're welcome to any of it.
Like, oh, yeah. Can't fucking wait, kiddo. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, it's usually like flowers and fucking, random junk.
Yeah, it's nothing useful of any kind. Sometimes it'll be like a very small healing potion, like the lowest level one.
Yeah, it's a lot of ingredients, mainly, and usually flowers. Almost always flowers, yeah. But whatever, they're trying. They're trying their orphan little hearts out.
Well, and then you gotta pick orphans. That's the part I don't like. Why can't I have
the limit,
two kids living in each of the houses? I'm not every frickin'... I don't even live at any of the houses. They can just take it over.
Yeah, they're going to be raised by whatever stewards I assign to the place. So, why not have one everywhere? I have a weird glitch at one of the Hearthfire houses, Helljarchen Hall, I think, where when I go to it, there's no front door. Like you can literally walk through the whole fucking house, like just unrendered.
Oh wow!
Through the front door. But if you can go in the side door and everything's fine. Like you go into the regular house.
Oh weird.
But for some reason. Yeah, the front door just doesn't render, and nothing inside renders unless you actually go in one of the other, the upstairs side door or whatever.
Yeah, you have to
like, well, it's a good thing I chose that part of the house.
They use, yeah.
If I had put a library on that side of the house, there wouldn't be an entrance. So I guess that was good that I didn't do that.
It would be funny if that was the one where the kids were.
Right. They're just trapped inside the house. There's no way to get anything in or out.
Some sort of nightmare vortex.
I'm surprised they haven't made a fucking... It seems like that should be an easy thing to do, to up the limit on how many kids you can adopt.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's
would, yeah.
far
I'm
more.
Sure there's mods.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that mod, or maybe it does, and I just haven't come across it. Maybe that mod does exist.
That's actually a good question. I'm curious now.
There was a V for Vendetta mask mod. I can't imagine. God damn it. Oh, quit fighting, you fucking asshole. Alright, that happened. Usually
start a fight
usually
with
they just come up. Yeah, well, if they in Dragon's Reach, shit on the balconies upstairs. There's one on each side, and I didn't really think ahead because there's one side where the kids regularly walk up and down that balcony, and they don't on the other side. And I put it on the side that they do, So if they're walking by and I'm having my companion pick up all the, the hundreds of items I've dropped, it counts as stolen for some reason. Like if I pick it up, it's fine.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's some weird fucking glitch, dude.
That does sound actually kind of irritating.
So yeah, usually I have to wait for him to pass, and fucking this time I didn't. So the guards all day. Usually they just run. You have committed a crime against Skyrim, and you're like, hey, I'm with. Can I pay half that amount? And they're like, sure, I'll make all your problems go away. All right, here you go. So, considering the millions of septums worth of shit you're stealing, depending on what they caught. You're still
coming out ahead. You're still coming out ahead in the long run.
Yeah, even if you get busted a few times, it's still fine. You're still doing all right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is pretty minor, so you might not remember, but like on Solstheim, as part of that whole DLC shit, the East Empire pendants.
Oh yeah.
There's a guy in Raven Rock that'll buy them off you, and those will absolutely duplicate. So the other day I went over there with like 500 of them. I had like 1,300, but I'm like, all right, that might be a little extreme, so I'm only going to take 500. And yeah, 250 grand right there. Bam.
Oh, nice. He doesn't run out of money.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, that's too much. You might be like, yeah, I don't have 250 grand on me because that would be crazy.
But no, yeah, he has access to an endless amount of money. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, very convenient.
That's like the one thing you can still do with the duplication glitch without ruining it, because you're going to get rid of the items anyway.
Yeah, that one comes in handy. Although I think, ended up later, very shortly after having to erase all those. So now I'm back down to like 10 of them, but it'll very quickly be more than that.
Give you time to work,
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Yeah, the really nice thing is if you just save and reload, all that shit will repopulate.
Oh, that's handy.
So like if you pick up everything, you save, reload, all that shit will be right back there.
Yeah, that is really handy sounding.
Indeed.
Man, I love the nighttime flying in this game, because that's when you find the little green life monk energies to upgrade your character.
Nice.
Because you're flying so high up and they all glow.
Are they there during the day too? Just harder to spot?
Yeah, just harder to spot. Yeah, just harder to see.
Okay. All right. That is pretty convenient.
Yeah, the Fannie Willis thing is surprising to me. Is I get the feeling she's gonna walk, and my reasoning is they're just so entrenched in the idealism and the cult that they won't let her go. You know what I mean? They'll take whatever they need to like defend her and keep her out of jail and something like that, even though she
that judge definitely seems. Yeah, that judge seems to have given her an incredibly essentially leash as far as fucking running her mouth.
Oh yeah. She's foul mouth.
Because there'd be points where the fucking opposing. I'm going to move on. She'd be like, "Oh, well, let me be clear." She said that a lot, which is fucking ironic, considering how fucking obfuscating everything she seems to do is.
Yeah.
Like, the claim is absurd. Like, does anybody actually believe, like, genuinely believe that all those things were paid for by the company credit card and reimbursed with cash, with no records keeping of any of it?
Oh yeah, no, you'd have to
Does
be out of your
anyone
fucking
actually
mind.
believe that? Yeah. Yeah, like, it's an absurd claim to make. Nobody fucking believes it. No, it's a black thing. Oh, well, then I guess we can't, since that's a black thing, I guess we can't question it. So,
Yeah, can't question it.
well done.
What's up, Mr. Samaj? Welcome.
Hello. What are y'all doing?
Just chilling and conversating.
You playing some Pal World, are you?
Some Power World, yes, the Nintendo knockoff with guns.
Oh yeah, fun. I don't see it in your description. I don't see it in your comments. You know, let me guess, you didn't chill it on your ex. Were you some sort of like unprofessional YouTuber? You? Come
Yeah,
on.
definitely unprofessional is the right word.
Yeah, our lack of knowing how to fucking grow a channel is kind of part of the brand.
It's part of the charm.
Our
Well,
inability to chill our existence.
let's be honest. You don't. I don't think you guys actually want to grow. I think you just enjoy shooting the shit and all that, seeing who shows up. Although you're gonna get yourselves in trouble. You might as well just have Discord conversations.
Oh no, we're not gonna. Nobody even knows we exist on this channel. I doubt YouTube cares.
Well, you say that, but
Well,
eventually.
a lot of shit has busted us for saying the word Ovid K in the past.
Yeah.
So automated shit might get us, but nobody's manually searching through any of our shit. That much is certain.
Not yet, anyway. You gotta piss off the right people.
Oh yeah.
We'd have to get a phone fucking worth canceling it thing before
Yeah, but why would you?
anybody would bother. Yeah, it's just gonna get taken away, so why bother getting one? Yeah, Plus, I don't know. Something funny about just shouting into the void and nobody ever sees. That's pretty fun.
It's the adventurousness of it.
But how's things with you?
Oh, things are fine. Things are fine. I need to finish up my. What the fuck was that? Kind of like a hissing or like a screaming sound.
Yeah, it's the pipes and somebody flushed the toilet. I'm not sure who.
Oh, it sounds like you need to clean up some pipes, eh?
Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay.
Hold on, I'll be out in a second. That's another thing. It's like the birds earlier. I don't even hear it until somebody mentions it.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, the pipes have been fixed for like a week and a half. Now I remember.
To be fair, the birds didn't bother me. I just wasn't used to hearing it. I was like, oh, what? This is the outside world. No, I'm an inside cat.
Yeah, well, usually the grandpuppy is here to chase off any birds that bother be, twittering around. But
See,
not
Discord,
today. The grandpuppy is not here yet.
Yeah, Discord usually filters out any background sounds, but sometimes it doesn't quite get it. And sometimes, like, the only time we hear it is when you talk, because it kind of turns you off when you're not talking.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So if someone says something, just don't say anything, and we won't know what's going on.
Yeah, I probably should have muted for that whole thing. My apologies. I forget that's an option.
Well, you also have to remember, it's not like there's a lot of people watching, so it's like, you don't worry about it.
Indeed.
No, you should definitely worry about it.
Okay.
Much anxiety as possible.
I don't know. I just applied the Serenity prayer, and I feel like it's one of those things that I cannot change. So.
No. Prayer.
Still worrying about it.
No. Oh man.
I feel like I have the wisdom to know the difference, and I feel like I cannot change it. So. I think worrying about it's.
No.
Pointless.
half the fun is making people worry about shit. Oh, any interesting shit going on in Canada?
I mean, besides, Trudeau possibly being, charged with criminal charges, so...
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors of that. I've been hearing a little bit of this and that about that.
Well,
I'm hoping that it works out for you guys.
In all honesty, I mean, we're kind of screwed no matter what. Like, we have the opposition here. We got Pierre Poilievre, the leader of Conservatives, and, he's growing in popularity, and that's great and all. He's saying all the things I want to hear. But in all honesty, I kind of think he's kind of the same brand.
Yeah, it's just, same brand in a different skin suit, and he's just going to, fuck you guys over the same way.
Well,
the second he's gotten rid of Trudeau,
opposition kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's what politicians do. They're going to say what you want to hear, but at the same time, it's like, when the convoy was going on here, he didn't go out and give a speech to the people. He could have, but he never did. He was nowhere to be seen, and he gets accused of being supporting of the convoy. It's like he never did. So it's kind of like while he's in the campaign, he's saying the things I want. He actually went out and said, there's only two genders and all that stuff. He's saying all the things I want to hear. But at the same time, I'm like, you're a politician, man. I know better than to trust you people.
Yeah.
So it's
what do we do? Out your damn mind to trust them.
Now, granted, I think this is all kind of done on purpose because it's like Trudeau is well aware that the things he's doing is monstrously unpopular, but he's not doing anything to change it. It's like usually if your popularity is weighing this much, you'll ease back a little bit, but in the background you'll still do all the corrupt shit you're always doing. But now he's not even bothering. He doesn't even care. He's just doing it, which is like it's like he's well aware he's on the way out. So it's like, I don't care if you know that I'm a piece of shit. I'm gonna do whatever. Which is kind of what I'm getting.
Yeah, that sucks. Because then the amount of damage that the person does on the way out is even worse than all the other shit they did before they were on their way out.
Well, and like one of the things that people don't like about Trudeau is the internet censorship that he wants to implement. About how wants to control what kind of news that you can take in, the kind of YouTube channels you can go. He says it's to help Canadian content. It's like, well, shouldn't we be allowed to make a choice? But what it is we want to watch?
Dude, that's some creepy shit.
Yeah, so I don't like that.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know they were actually trying to censor
what
you're allowed to watch.
Well, so that's
the kind of shit you're supposed to get your rifle out and go fucking deal with them. That's a whole different level.
We're not there yet, but it's going. But the first couple of those have already come in. So here's the thing: it's like when you want to know something, it usually shows up in your feed, and that's kind of how a bunch of normies, learn about current events because most normal people don't look at news, and so it's up to our people to bring it in there. Well, the first bit of the internet censorship came in. And so those people who just casually look at that, they're not seeing it at all. That means people who are more politically minded like myself, I see it because I'm subscribed and I follow these people. Because that's still allowed. But the other people, it doesn't show up in my feed like it used to. It might show up in my notifications, but sometimes I get unsubscribed, and that's done on purpose. So then sometimes I have to go out and find these people again. So... the only other plus side is a lot of the news people I follow. I mean, I can still follow them on X, so it's they can still post there, and I still get my news that way. But YouTube, it's almost a lost cause.
Damn.
But it's going to get worse because more and more censorship law stuff is going to come in there. It's like fuck. I mean, we could still slow them down and stop them, but the problem I have is the Conservatives, the Pierre guy, the Pierre Poilievre.
Well, they're already bought out too. Yeah, there's no second party. That's the thing everybody wants to pretend there is, but they don't. Well, there really isn't a second party. It's just both parties are working for the rich. And
he's saying he's saying the things like he wants end internet censorship and that kind of stuff. However, he did try to pass, or he did propose a bill against pornography, and essentially saying that if you want to look at pornography in Canada, you have to get either a digital ID or it has to facially recognize that you are an adult to view the content. In one sense, I don't mind that because it means, that means less kids can see porn. Okay, that's a good idea. But at the same time, you're going to keep a record of the people who do watch porn?
Yep.
I don't like that. That part I don't like. So I don't know if it was just an ill thought out, but it doesn't look good is what I'm getting at. It's like, come on, guy. You were saying all the good shit, and then you propose this thing about keeping track of people who watch porn? I don't like that.
Well, I don't want them keeping track of who watches anything.
No, I don't
fucking
think
business what I'm watching and what I'm not watching.
Like, if kids are going at porn, I think that's a responsibility for the parents. And, of course, the parents...
Right? Exactly. Put it on the fucking parents. Leave me the fuck out.
But at the same time, I kind of understand the problem with the parents, because a lot of parents are like, you need 2 incomes, and no one's really watching the kids as much as they should, and nobody has the energy to watch the kids. And so they tend to get away with it, and they give them a smartphone and stuff, and the kids are smart, and they find a way around it. So there's no real answer to this, opposed to like going back to a traditional value and encourage women not to join the workforce, but increase the amount of money that men make in the workforce. I don't know if that's feasible.
It's absolutely feasible. Here's the thing. The reason it will never happen is because then the people that are extremely wealthy would have to deal with having less wealth and less luxury. And that's why it's never going to happen. It's because the concept that we should be able to live lives that are like relatively comfortable, get to go on vacation and like hang out with your friends on the weekends and like, watch your family grow up, because you put all this work into getting all these resources that you're using. You should just be doing that for somebody else's sake. You shouldn't be doing that for your sake.
Mm.
Like, that's the problem. Like, you thought that there was ever any concern about us for any reason. It's like automation. Automation doesn't serve anybody but the people who are extremely wealthy, and they're not the ones that created it. So, like, the guy that runs, like, the Ford Motor Company is not the guy who created the conveyor belt. He's just, making a bunch of money off of it. Mm-hmm. But these things should be benefiting society as a whole. Like, it should be less work for us and more money for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I do think, like, people need to start having conversations and figure out what it is that we should probably do as a society to improve things. Unfortunately, it often means that we're going to have to roll back some things and it's going to mean some like uncomfortable conversations in the long run.
Yeah.
Like, some people don't like it, considering like here in Canada in particular, we're a very progressive country, and we did a lot of things with like feminists and all that stuff and get women to vote. But it's like, I hate to say it, but we may have to roll back some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if that's feasible. That's kind of like, like once you, it's like guns. Like once the cat's out of the bag, there's certain things you just can't undo.
Yeah. I mean, you look at things from a logical perspective. Like, every woman I know knows absolutely nothing about politics, and yet here they are voting, and they tend to vote for things that don't matter. Like, does the guy dress a certain way? Like, this is how we get Trudeau in the first place. Like, everything he says is ludicrous and insane, but he looks good. He has good manners, and he's got all this nice presentations and stuff, and he sounds really good. Most people think, yeah, he looks really good. I don't see it, but then again, I'm not a woman, so what do I know?
Oh, he's a very pretty man. He's got like very nice bone structure, very symmetrical face.
Yeah, the Karen Strawn thing I was watching yesterday, Voices channel, that interview, she was talking about it. But yeah, he's cute. He's got the doe eyes, and like it kind of helps that like the shit he's saying and the things he's doing are the things that like a fucking dictator would do. Or at least trying to do. Like, apparently
I want to control the news that you're allowed to watch. Okay.
The
This is an
the
awesome
actions.
thing for Canada. Yeah,
She was
definitely.
saying. She was saying that the him invoking the truckers and busting the fucking windows and shit. Apparently, that was actually deemed to be unconstitutional. Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, it
So
was. It was pretty obvious it was, but I don't trust the courts to do the right thing, so I was kind of surprised
Yeah, it's one of
to
those
so
hear
things
that.
where after the fact and he's already done it, they're going to say, "Oh yeah, that was totally against the rules." Oh
Mhm.
well.
well, the thing is like a lot of the court stuff. It takes a long time. Like the trucker thing that happened was like 2 years ago. That was quite a while. And since then, we had a public inquiry, which was all broadcast, and they were bringing this up and all that. And the guy in charge of that was um, Justice Rouleau or something. I can't remember. And that guy also had a lot of controversies as well. But I mean, he was there and he said, "Oh yeah, my finding says that he's done nothing wrong and he was totally within the laws and all that kind of stuff." Okay, that was the public inquiry. But while that was going on, there were still debates going on in the courts about whether or not it was legal, whether or not that was okay, and of course, the Emergency Act was of course deemed illegal. So the public inquiry is just there for the public. It's just a public conversation kind of thing, really. It's not an actual court thing. There's no teeth behind it. But the general
Yeah.
idea of the public inquiry was to put into people's minds that, oh, everything he did was perfectly legal. So if he ever does this again, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. Exactly. It's. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it was unconstitutional. Too bad. Guess it doesn't matter now because it's already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
there's
apparently
never
the
any
bitch was
consequences
like
for the
investigating all of
political
it.
class, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Because what it should be
So the
is
bitch
like.
that was investigating it.
Oh,
Go ahead, finish your thoughts. Let me know when you're done.
No,
No, go
no,
ahead,
go
finish
ahead.
what you're doing.
Oh, I was
Cutting
gonna say like
Shut up.
what we need is some sort of
Go
consequences.
ahead.
It should be, oh, you've broken the law, now you're going to prison. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like that's what it should be, and you're removed from office, and that's it. And then we put somebody else in.
you have to remember, like a lot of this, like I said, like the court stuff takes a long time. It takes a long time, and the ruling just came out. Of course, it was all illegal. Now, the thing is that once it was deemed illegal, then people who were physically damaged by this, can now press charges, which means that he could be facing court and possible jail time, considering the amount of damage that was undergone. And then, of course, like
Oh
we
yeah, like
did the
they took
emergency.
people's fortunes and stuff, like all their money and their houses and shit.
Yeah, they seized the money. Now, the other reason why it was also deemed illegal is because how it works is that it has to be voted on in the Senate. Because once you do that, then you can do it. But because he deemed it an emergency, he just immediately did it. So that means the Senate couldn't vote on it to determine whether or not he actually could have done it in the first place. So he acted.
Yeah,
before.
doesn't he have to have it enacted within like 10 days? Like you can do the emergency thing, but you have to have like it voted on within 10 days or something like that? I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
I'm wrong
recall.
with that.
Yeah, well, I don't know how the system works because I'm not a politician or a lawyer, so I don't know. But essentially, what it boiled down is
Okay.
like, there was a certain amount. There was a process that had to be done before you initiate it. He didn't follow the process. He did it immediately before a vote could have been done, which is partially why it was deemed illegal because we have a process and he didn't follow it. And of course
Yeah.
they're trying to appeal it, and they're going to appeal it a couple of times. So, and we'll see how long the appeals go. But essentially, yeah, it's done. And once the potential criminal charges get brought up, and we'll see what happens. I imagine Trudeau's going to step down as prime minister before that happens because he already has a very tarnished record. Very tarnished. The first ever prime minister who was found to break multiple ethics violations was first prime minister caused. The amount of damage that he has caused is historical in Canada, so he does not want all this to pull through, and to also be dragged out of Parliament and put to jail. It's like that could be a thing. So,
Oh yeah, and as long as he steps down, everybody would be like, "Well, I guess he stepped down. That's enough of a punishment."
well, the only problem is that the person who would take control after that would be Christine Freeland, and that bitch is coked out of her fucking mind. If you ever see any videos of this bitch, she is a complete another cokehead. She is constantly moving. her head is bobbing and weaving and going one way in the direction. Oh man,
Oh,
I
you
don't
mean
know
like a
what.
legitimate, like, on cocaine?
Yeah. Her movements are so erratic.
Oh,
She's
no.
constantly, her head is constantly shifting one way and the other way, smiling, then frowning, then going one way or the other. Clear and obvious, coked out of her mind. That's who we got, and so she is fucking insane. And then the shit that comes out of her mouth is insane. But yeah, she would be the one in charge at that point, and she's not equipped to be in charge. But yeah, so like that. On that point with the Emergency Act, so like Trudeau could be in trouble. But the other part is that there were other court stuff going on for about like in invoking the whole lockdown in the first place, because that thing was also getting debated as well. Turns out, seems like he didn't have the authority to issue a lockdown at all, which means people who had their businesses closed down because of the lockdown can then sue. So we'll see how that plays out. But sounds like, yeah, he didn't have the authority to issue a lockdown, do a mask mandate. Didn't have that authority either. Didn't have the authority to do either. So if that plays out, well, he's got nothing but major lawsuits. So we'll see how this plays out. And he's losing loyalists because there's always judges and stuff that he appointed essentially help him. A lot of them had to resign because a lot of these judges have ethics violations and all that. He's losing support like crazy, and pretty soon there's nothing he can do about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to jail. The question is, will he go to jail while he's in the prime minister's seat or after? I don't know. I'd be more curious to see if he says, I'm not leaving. You can't send me to jail. I'm the prime minister. Who's going to lead this country if I'm not here?
Oh, no.
It's like, yeah.
Dude, okay, so the chick that was, I guess, the first First Nations Indigenous PM or whatever was in charge of investigating some shit of his, and essentially he told her, "Hey, knock this shit off." I can't remember if it was the truck and Virgin Powers or something else, but anyways, she refused to stop. So he didn't fire her technically, but he was like, "Okay, now you're fucking Veterans Administration or something, and then I'm going to put this other person in charge and they'll stop." So he did that to the first fucking, again, Native American, or Native North American? Whatever you fucking call him, dude. He did that to that bitch.
It was an Indian?
For refusing to stop doing her job.
Her name is...
So
yeah, it's been a while since I've heard about her. Yeah, it's been a while, but can't quite remember her name. But I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that was a big controversy. The other thing to remember is that when Trudeau came into power, he was very progressive. He said that he made sure that half of his cabinet was men and the other half had to be women. He said 50-50. And I remember in the interview, they asked him, like, why was this such a big priority? He just sort of said, I think he got elected in, like, 2015. He sort of said, because it's 2015. In other words, it's current year.
Oh, yeah, that was the fucking obnoxious one.
How could I not have it 50-50 split in current year? I mean, it's fucking current year.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fuck meritocracies.
Yeah, that's where the current year joke came in there. It's like, why? Because it's current year. Because of fucking Justin Trudeau. So yeah, current year, that's where the meme came from. And not only that, like over time, essentially all the women cabinet ministers, almost all of them, only a handful still remain. Most of them just couldn't do the job. They were overwhelmed. They didn't know what they were doing, and most of them had no political background whatsoever. They had no idea what their requirements were, what their jobs were, and most of them got overwhelmed, and like almost half his cabinet had to quit. And so he filled the seats with a bunch of white guys. So like very progressive Trudeau.
Huh. What is it? It's like the girl that worked the evening shift at the house recently for us because we're short-handed and she came from a different program. It took her 3 nights working to figure out how to lock a door. Like, she couldn't lock the door to the garage from inside the house. And it's just like a regular house door. It's not like some sort of fancy door. You know, it's like your front door, but it just opens into the garage instead, you know, and it's like... She literally could not figure out for the first 3 nights how to do that.
Oh man, those just love
Yeah.
politicians.
She's like, well, didn't you say what happened was she was like, well, the house key that opens the front door doesn't work, so
Yeah, and
I've
then
got
she
all
just
these other
gave
keys,
up.
but if this one doesn't work, I don't know what else I could possibly do. Yeah, that's fucking fantastic.
The second
dude.
night, she tried all the keys, but they didn't work. And I'm like, well, it's the red key, like I told you the first night. And then she did the red key the third night she worked there, and it actually did lock. So it was like, oh, she's learning.
Oh, you got to put it in and turn it. Oh, all right. Well,
Oh God, I hope that's not true.
It's politicians. I'm not surprised. Elected officials are the most embarrassing part of our most countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
Well,
something
you look
about
at the
women and
fucking
fucking
corruption going on in some of our cities, like the mayors, man.
I know
Crazy.
Chicago's got some issues. Yeah, fuck Chicago. And what bothers me about Chicago is like I've been learning a lot about like the world fairs. Have you guys ever heard of those?
No.
not in many decades.
Well, from what I can gather, what I can
They
gather.
still doing? Do they still do it?
No, I wish they would. It's just the reason why I bring it up.
Doing that in like the 80s or something.
Well, it was like 1850 something, or it's like a long time ago. It was part of this whole like demonstration about science and technology, and then the main reason why it was being done is because a lot of people, their conception of technology was just for war, and so so there are a lot of people were like, yeah, we need to stop funding war-related stuff, and so a lot of technology that was being developed that was about to be like discarded, and so a lot of people got together and sort of did these fairs, and these fairs were designed to say, well, like technology can do a lot more; they can improve our lives. And the only reason we know about these is because like old catalogs and promotional material for the World Fair still exist, and so you can find some of them online, like on eBay and everything. And there's even a guy who republished these things. The thing is, the reason why I bring this up is because if you see these old catalogs, because I saw YouTube videos of people going through the old catalogs, like back in like the 18, whatever it was before the 1900s, the stuff that they were creating was a lot more advanced than we think. By that I mean they had scooters, electric powered scooters, electric cars. They had various different machines for childcare and everything else. It like the stuff that they would showcase was more advanced than I could possibly imagine. It wasn't as pretty as what we see in modern day technology, but it was just as efficient and just as cheap to run. And the majority of it was electric, and I thought that was insane. But then you also have to remember, I was learning about things like prohibition and the whole like banning of alcohol, and I found out that a lot of that was not because of like alcoholism. It actually had something to do with the fact that alcohol was used to power cars back in the day, and it's really easy to make. You got plum tree or whatever else, make some moonshine, do whatever else, make your own fuel. And a lot of the car industries wanted to move over to gas-powered cars. And of course, why would you give up a perfectly good, fuel-efficient, cheap-efficient car if you don't have to? And so a lot of the prohibition stuff was mostly because a lot of politicians were, bought and paid for by these companies to go for these gas guzzlers. And so that's how we ended up with gas-powered cars. That's what the whole prohibition thing was about. And the government won that in the end. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's what prohibition was all about. It's about fighting the government, and the government still won. And that's the scary part of history. It's like, we could fight, but they have the resources and our tax dollars. So I don't know how much, we can really expect. I'm not saying roll over and take it, but it's like, there's only so much we can do, and they're relentless. I mean, we can fight as much as we can, but boy, a lot of people just don't have it in them to fight the long fight, and that's the real scary part. But anyway, I bring that up because I look at the if you ever look at pictures of Chicago, and what it looks like some of the architecture in Chicago is gorgeous, fucking beautiful. I've seen pictures of people going around the downtown Chicago areas, and it's a fucking gorgeous city. But now you got all these homeless, all these druggies, all these Democrat governors and stuff just tearing this place apart and destroying this thing. It's like I had no idea how gorgeous Chicago was or how important it was on the historical front. I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
well, San Francisco is kind of the same thing. Yeah, San Francisco, dude. Everyone that I knew that went to San Francisco like 20, 30 years ago, when I was like early 20s or whatever, absolutely fucking gushed about how fucking amazing that city was. Yeah. And nowadays it's like fucking there's shit everywhere on the streets, and it's just become a bit of a shithole. Fucking yeah, it's been so fucking colossally mismanaged. It's gone from this fucking place that everyone loves.
I was going down there every week. I was traveling to San Francisco every week and like dancing and having a good time and all that good stuff down there. I would never go there now. This is nowhere near as safe as it used to be. It's super dangerous, man. I've walked through some of the bad neighborhoods in San Francisco back then, and like now I wouldn't even think about it. Like it's so much more dangerous.
Yeah, like now what used to be perfectly safe.
They like to pretend that like the homeless people aren't dangerous, but like man, most of these people are junkies, and you never know what's gonna happen with a junkie. You can't just trust that they're gonna not attack you for whatever they think they can get off of you.
If they're even thinking at all, they might be like stoned down their minds. They might not be able to even think straight.
Oh yeah, they might even just think you're the demons in their fucking head too. That's true.
Yeah, like you cannot trust the fucking like crackheads and junkies.
Yeah, no, you just want to stay as far away as you can. That's generally the rule. From somebody who's worked with a bunch of people who live like that.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on in these people's heads.
Well, I think the heroin junkies are relatively predictable, but the fucking meth junkies, yeah, that's a fucking tougher one. And again, I said relatively, not really manageable, but they're relatively, expect what they're going to do. But anybody that's been methed out for 2 fucking weeks and hasn't slept,
you're
that's
true.
A different fucking story.
That's definitely not wrong. All drugs are not created equal when it comes to like how dangerous they make people. That's a fair point.
Yeah, how unpredictable.
Heroin people tend to be like they just want to like sleep.
Yeah, they're not the most active fucking. But meth is the fucking upper on steroids. So, yeah, if you haven't slept for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, you're probably going to be fucking hallucinating. Because that's what happens when you don't sleep for long periods of time.
Yep. Well, and like I'm sure I've said it before, but like most of the people in the programs I work at, like, methed themselves into psychosis.
Yeah, that's fucking scary when they're like stuck like that and they haven't even touched meth in fucking a year or something, and they're still fucked in the head, still hearing shit, still seeing shit. Yeah, meth-induced psychosis. The motherfucker.
Yep. Yeah, it's not pretty, and it's definitely not the kind of thing you want to fucking hang out with. That's for sure. Like, the clients I work with are all great because they're on medications and it's compensated for all the issues they have. But, man, if they were off their meds, I wouldn't recommend...
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah, I would not recommend hanging out.
Yeah, being with them nihilism.
Yep, would not recommend being hanging out in that chill spot. That's not the spot you want to be in.
You've got to at least occasionally have one that's like cheeking their meds or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's not actually taking them.
Happens all the time.
Or didn't you say one of them was like literally would drink like shitloads of water to get it out of her system as soon as possible or something.
Oh yeah. That's
Would just
multiple.
constantly
That's
be
happened on
down
multiple
water.
occasions with multiple different people. You can also smoke enough. If you smoke, it's actually, believe it or not, you can actually smoke enough that it nullifies your medications too. But again, it takes a lot.
Yeah, smoking has leached a lot of. Like, why are you chain smoking and guzzling water? No reason. Just trying to be healthy.
Oh yeah, we've actually had situations where we've had to limit people's water intake as much as we can because we're not we don't do takedowns. We're not a locked facility, so there's not a whole lot we can do other than just put them in an institution if they're not following the rules.
Right.
There's been people like that where we've had to kick them out. The thing is, the amount of water it takes to strip out the medications would also make it so that you have to it strips out all the necessary salts in your system as well. So
I was gonna say it's got to be hazardous to their
your magnesium. They all go way low, and you can actually kill yourself eventually. So that's been a thing where we've had clients that do that, and we're like, look, you can't stay here with us. You're gonna have to go back in the place because we can't have you
going to die.
Yeah, you're gonna die. The what you're doing is going to be fatal. And that's just how it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember hearing that you probably should drink less water than you actually really need. Only drink when you're thirsty, because if you drink too much water, you get rid of you flush out a lot of the probiotics in your system, like the healthy guts and the healthy microbes. And then the body has a harder time digesting. Yeah, so it's usually best not to really drink that much. Only when you need to.
Oh yeah.
Or give your body some time to.
Well, and also you got to keep in mind that a lot of the water you're getting on a daily basis is coming from your food.
Yep.
I am a big fan of yogurt. I eat yogurt almost every day. There's a pretty high amount of water in that. It's not all water, obviously, but it's enough that it's definitely gonna.
Yeah, you don't also have to drink 12 glasses. Yeah, fucking whatever. Yeah.
Or if you have a little bit of applesauce now and again, or there's a lot of things. It's you get plenty of water. Your steak, your vegetables, they all have it in there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thinking of making a focaccia bread on Monday. The new popular thing they're making on the YouTubes and stuff, the focaccia bread.
What the fuck is a focaccia bread?
It's like a.
I don't think I've ever actually had it. I know there's a bunch of shit on top of it.
You bake
some
it in
black
a giant rectangle, and you can put stuff on top, or you can serve it with nothing on top. Yeah.
Huh.
I've heard good things, but I've never actually tried it. Now think about it.
Well, what appeals to me is it's essentially a system where you take the yeast and the water and the flour and you mix it all up and you just let it sit in the fridge overnight, and then you just bake it the next day. There's really not a lot of other shit involved. And what I'm thinking is I'm gonna bake make the dough and then make it into a pizza in a big pan for the dinner. For the dinners.
I'm going back on the whole keto diet thing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not doing that. But I have one of the things I had a problem with is I have a pretty bad sweet tooth. I need my sugars. I don't need them, but I just really want to have them.
Oh
So
yeah,
I've been
it's
trying.
tough,
Yeah,
man. When
I'm
you're
the
really
same.
into, if you're really into sweets, I'm super into sweets. You really
Yeah.
have to like be. It is tough
So
to kick
so
it.
what I've been. Yeah, well, it's hard because I live with my mom, and she likes to, get all kinds of sugary stuff and potato chips and all that stuff. Like, God damn it, mom! So I have to. I'm surrounded by stuff, so I can't focus without it. So I'm like, okay, I need something else to do me in. So I was looking up on things like making these keto friendly cakes and cookies and stuff. So I just tried making a few. Like the other day, I made they're called mug cakes,
Yeah.
and you
Oh
put
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
ingredients in
That's
the
a
mug.
big, very popular on the interwebs.
Yeah, so I made a lemon one. One of the main ingredients was like a lemon zest. So I was using it in my cheese grater. I should have used. I didn't realize I kind of forgot that I had like the other side that does a more fine grain, because the other one I was just using a regular cheese grater to cut
Oh,
to do
that had to
the
be an
lemon zest.
interesting flavor.
Well, it smelt great, and the flavor wasn't too bad. It's just that the zest of the lemon was way too thick, and so I was chewing that through, and kind of ruined the whole thing. But when I realized that the other side had a more fine grater to it, it's like, oh, I should just use that. So next time I'll be using that. The cake itself was actually pretty good. It wasn't bad, so I'll probably do that again. But I need to go out and get more lemons. But today I tried something different because part of the problem with doing keto is that you have to substitute things, like instead of using flour, I use almond flour, and I've
Ah,
only made
yeah,
it
some xanthan gum is a good thing to add to a lot of those recipes.
so like the almond flour is fine, but it's a little grainy. But like when you're adding things, because what like cream cheese is fine. It's just how you prepare it. Because I was like doing some lemon juice, some more lemon zest, and some cream cheese with like because you can do dairy free keto, but I don't. I like my dairy. But I had some stuff. I made a
Why
nice
would you
little.
do dairy-free keto? That doesn't even make sense.
Well, so keto. I mean,
The whole point of keto is to cut out unnecessary and unnatural sugars and
yeah.
carbohydrates. And
Well,
to have a more fat-based diet. There's tons of healthy fats in dairy. Just because there's
the
a little bit of sugar in it doesn't mean you should never have it. That's such a weird thing to do.
the
I don't
reason
know.
is
Not whatever you do. It's all good. I'm just saying it's like a.
Yeah, no, I got you. What the reason is because a lot of dairy, we process dairy, like we lose the ability to process dairy properly as we get older. Like you only really need it when you're younger. Otherwise, you don't really need it when you're like, well, and I'm in my 40s now, so it's like, well, I don't really need it, and the more I use it, it might have some problems, like digestion wise and all that.
Oh, you
And I
have like
did
the lactose intolerance?
Not really, but most people get that way as they get older.
Oh
So, for,
yeah,
so
no,
for
never had the
instance,
problem.
for about a week there, I did stuff with no dairy, and then I switched to like using dairy. Like that's why I started doing the cakes and stuff. A noticeable difference, man. I'm going to the bathroom a lot more and having a lot more problems. So, yeah, I think I may have a lactose problem, but I don't want to give up dairy.
Have
I
you
like my
just
cheese.
started keto recently?
I've been on it for about 3 weeks now.
You're probably still in the period where your body's adjusting to the new diet. It's probably just that you switched to keto. Maybe give
Could
it a
be,
couple more weeks and try the dairy again.
could be. I don't know, but
Like
I
just a
do
little bit
know.
of dairy at a time. Don't add a lot. You know what I mean? But because I know that when you switch onto and off of keto, for the first few weeks, you can either get like really bad diarrhea or you can get really bad constipation.
Yeah, it can go one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what I've been
I've
told
looked that up.
by everything when I started looking into keto.
Yeah, you're right. It does go one way or the other. That is true.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Wait a couple weeks and then maybe try the dairy again and see if it's not a problem.
yeah,
You might
well, the other
be all right. You never know. It could be the problem. You never know. But
could be. Well, the other thing I cut was coffee, partially because I can't have it without the creamer. I can't drink black coffee. It's just gross.
oh,
Too
you
bitter.
racist? You don't like black coffee?
Damn right, I don't like black coffee.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so um, yeah, I've been cutting coffee, and you know, you get a little groggy, so it's like, oh, what do I do? So it's not as good. But yeah, some things are more difficult than others, to say the least.
Yeah, giving up sugar altogether is really tough to start with.
I'll
Like, that is...
I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Like, even for me, I'm cutting sugar mostly out of my diet because I got to lose weight. And I still have, like...
Not me.
like some ice cream cups out in the freezer. So once in a while you can have just like a little bit of ice cream and it's like, oh, okay, I'm still good. It's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the things that sucks about the maintenance meds is, or any kind of opiate or fake opiate or whatever, is it makes you crave sweets a lot.
Oh, really?
Because I always liked sweets, but I never, yeah, it's a big thing. I didn't notice it either until somebody had mentioned, yeah, but fuck, that's right, yeah. Because I mean, I always liked them. I always, eat sweets on occasion, but yeah, I definitely ate a lot more of it. When I was on the opiates. Yeah, like sure. I think it's alcoholics. When alcoholics stop drinking, they have to eat a bunch of sweet shit for because of all whatever the fucking reason is. But yeah, opiates while you're taking them. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. So I remember when I went to rehab the second time, when I got off of everything, like I had bought all these sweets when I first got in, and like within a week of, or within a few days really of being off of everything, I was like, I don't want any of this shit. I have no fucking desire to eat these fucking Hershey nuggets that I bought.
Way too many.
So yeah, it's pretty weird. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I said, even when I smoked a bunch of weed, like I definitely enjoyed, food and sweets on occasion, but it was mostly regular food shit, like burgers or, shit like that I, craved when I was stoned. There wasn't really sweets that much.
I got the best munchies. They're called Bear, B-A-R-E. And they're just various different kinds of fruit that's shaved into chips and then baked until they're crunchy. So like banana chips or like apple chips, or then there's apple chips where they sprinkled cinnamon on them, a little coconut chips. It's like those are really good because you get that crunch and a little bit of sweetness from the fruit. Oh man. If I'm craving something, good. That's usually a good resolution for that craving when I'm stoned. But like I really like things like grapes and oranges and apples and bananas and shit when I'm really, really high.
One of my favorite things, actually me and my brother, for some reason, when we were stoned, brownies with grape juice.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that. Like it's a weird combination. Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't. I never really had it when I wasn't. Man, not actual grape juice, but like the grape beverage shit. So it's like
grape flavor. Even worse. Oh wow. You're talking like grape Kool-Aid and shit like that. Grape-Aid and.
Yeah. No, it was still technically like supposed to be grape juice. Like it was from concentrate type thing. But it was one that was literally called like grape beverage. So there was like 10% grape juice and the rest was just sugar and like fake grape flavor or whatever the fuck else they put in it. But yeah, that with fucking brownies for some fucking reason, dude, it just tasted fucking fantastic.
Huh.
It's just a fucking... It sounds like something a pregnant woman would eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see a pregnant woman craving something weird like... Yeah, the chocolate chunk. I forget what brand it was, like Duncan Hines or something, but it was, the chocolate brownies. They had the chunks of chocolate that would melt, in the batter or whatever when you cooked it.
All the brownies are the same. Like, it doesn't matter what brand you get. It just matters, what style.
Yeah,
is it just regular brownies, or is it chocolate chunk? Is it chocolate chip? Is it iced ones?
Yeah, are they more cake-like? Are they more fudge-like?
Or is it Duncan Hines? Or is it like, What's that? Oh, I can't remember the other one.
Yeah,
Craft,
whatever.
Craft. The other one is like usually Craft. It's all the same shit.
Damn it. But yeah, there's not much difference. Other than, the style. Like, I definitely prefer the more fudge-like than cake-like as far as brownies. That's why I love Safeway's fucking brownies, dude. They are almost fudge. They are almost brownie-flavored fudge. Like, they're so fucking thick, and, oh my god, they're so good. Like I said, you get a few of the fucking white chocolate Reese's Minis, pound them into there, throw it in the microwave, a little ice cream scoop on top of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So good.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic.
The food portion.
Yeah. Again, you need the milk palate cleanser. You gotta have the milk palate cleanser, but yeah, beyond that, fantastic. Because that's a lot of sweetness. Just all fucking mixed together. It's like, yeah, brownies are pretty sweet. Let's put something even sweeter in that. Some white chocolate Reese's in there. And then ice cream.
Oh my god, did you guys watch the clip of the TikToker guy that wanted to jump out of the hot air balloon?
I don't even want to think about that. That sounds like
he was it was like to get views. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump out of the hot air balloon and shit," and like the hot air balloon guy had to like hold him in place and like, pilot the balloon down, and it was like, you're in a situation where there is one dude in charge of flying.
Like without a parachute or anything?
I think he might have had a parachute. I don't know. But the whole thing was just like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Yeah. Oh, dude, what about the guy that like literally like pretended his plane was fucking stalling and like just bailed out and let it crash on purpose?
Oh yeah, isn't that guy going to jail?
It happened a while ago, but I think he. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he wasn't going to jail.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Can you imagine? Like, what if that plane had hit somebody or somebody's house or something? Just like, what a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, because that's what happened. Is like actual pilots that knew were like, that's not the fucking procedure when you fucking plane stalls in midair. You fucking coast for as long as you can. You get it, make sure it's fucking going somewhere where people aren't, and you bail out at the last fucking second. You don't just immediately make sure all your fucking cameras are rolling and just bail out. So yeah, I forget, he got like, it wasn't that long. It was like 22 months or something. It was fucking very light for someone deliberately doing some stupid shit like that for fucking views.
Well, I think they also revoked his pilot's license so that way he couldn't fly ever again. Just like, that's probably for the best.
I think he got it back. I saw. I think he got it back.
Oh, maybe.
I wouldn't appeal. I wouldn't got it. Yeah. No. One of his videos was, "I got my pilot's license back, but I'm going to jail." Like that was the title of the fucking video.
Oh, okay. You say, "Oh yeah, I got it back." Sure. Not like it's gonna save you.
He's still going to prison, motherfucker. Yeah, that is weird because that should be a zero tolerance thing. If you deliberately fucking crash your plane for whatever fucking reason, whether it's views or not, fuck you. You don't get your license back. That should definitely be a zero tolerance thing. But somehow, fucking asshole got his license back. He can enjoy his license in prison, apparently.
That is so sad.
Yeah, some fucking bullshit.
Because he's going to be able to go out and put other people at risk flying around again. Like there's no real consequences now for what he did.
Well, I think there might be consequences down the road, but yeah, he's
if somebody were driving down the road and they thought it'd be funny to just jump out of their car and let their car crash for like views, you'd never give that fucker a license again. You know, most people would probably agree that like you just don't let that guy drive anymore. This guy's a fucking idiot. You know.
Yeah. It's again another zero tolerance. It's like fuck you. No, you did something that fucking insane. No, you don't get your license back. But somehow, if you crash
these
a
things
fucking
happen.
airplane.
Ooh, I better fix these.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I mean, the dude that crashed the plane, he was out in the for the most part, but still, dude, what the fuck, man? He wasn't leveling it off. He wasn't coasting it. He literally just bailed out with the thing just way the fuck up in the air. But whatever.
Yeah, stupid is as stupid does.
Gotta keep upping the ante, man.
Okay.
You can't just fucking have it stall and then miraculously recover. This thing's got to crash. That's gonna get way more views. Yeah, that is the scary thing about. Like, there's already been some crazy shit, obviously, like that, of upping the ante for fucking views kind of shit. So again, you extrapolate that out, and it's pretty fucking scary what kind of shit might happen in the name of fucking, pursuing clout and fucking views. Basically, the whole world's fucked. And again, whoever's in charge of the simulation, like, I get that it was funny to turn the absurdity level so far up for, almost a decade, but come on. All of us down here think we're real and we're sick of the shit, so please knock it off.
Yeah, really? We're all under the impression that this is real.
Yeah, like, I think I'm an actual, like, human being or whatever. I don't know what the people that created it is. But anyways, this isn't like what we do with The Sims, where they don't, like, they kind of seem real, but they don't seem like they're actually thinking, so...
Maybe they are.
Seriously, knock it off. My pain is real to me, so please stop it. Please return the sanity meter to our fucking
Sims
civilization.
Are real. You're a monster. How many Sims have you destroyed?
Hey!
Your wanton evil ways.
The whole game, I wish.
Yeah, it's like, hey, watch this. I'm going to make him, when he has to take a piss, I'm going to remove all his access to the bathrooms. This is really funny.
That would actually be kind of funny.
Yeah, no, people have definitely done that. I've actually never I've never played The Sims, but I've seen it played.
My girlfriend at the time made me play The Sims.
Yeah,
I fucking hated it. Oh, I fucking hate The Sims so much. It's such a boring game.
I've never played it, like, for any length of time.
It's literally just digital doll playing. That's all that is.
I was going to say, it does seem like something that would be more female, like, appealed more to females than males, yeah.
Yeah, I was so bored. And I kept saying, like, yeah, honey, I think I'm done. I don't want to play this anymore. She said, oh, just a little bit more. Oh, look at that, your guy's going here. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I can't control it. This is like watching the shittiest movie ever.
Well, you can control it and do stuff, but boy, it's just not worth it. I just get so bored.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, like, any progress you wanted to make involved playing the most dumb fucking poorly designed mini games I've ever seen. And so it was like this constant, like, frustration of, like, if you wanted to make any progress, you had to, like, be really good at playing, like, the worst possible part of the game.
Well, it's not so much that you're telling your sim to go here, go there. Oh, he's tired, you gotta sleep. It's more like just dull. There's no real. The whole thing is just
like busy work.
It's just busy work. The whole thing is just absolute busy work. I understand it was popular for a time. I was not liking it. I was so bored.
It seems like a glorified version of like doing your fucking taxes or something.
I wouldn't say that. Like I said, the best way to sum it up is just it's playing with dolls. That's all that it is. It's just digital dolls. You send them off to work. You do this. You do that. I'm like, I don't care. I'm so done. It's a game for women. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think about it. It's like giving me PTSD. It's like it's so fucking boring. Must I play this? There's nothing to do.
Although, now I kind of want to talk what we were talking about earlier with the fake blindfolded steamers, speedrun or whatever. I kind of want to do a blindfolded Sims playthrough. That seems really stupid. And I kind of want that to exist.
Be interesting.
Actually, I don't want to do it. I want to see someone do something that's stupid. I don't want to do it myself. I've already tired on the idea of doing it myself. I want something to do that. Something that. Yeah. Did you hear about the chick that did the fake? What was it? Monster Hunter killing boss, blindfolded run recently.
No.
Samaj?
No, sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, it definitely was.
You guys probably don't. You guys probably don't watch any of Count Dankula's stuff, like the Mad Lad series. I'm assuming.
I did watch a video recently where apparently the town council of a city wanted to like force a couple to sell their home so that they could house illegal aliens in it.
Oh, I didn't hear about that, but that's
they
probably
were
more
like forcing
recent.
them to sell it, trying to force them to sell it so they could make it so for immigrants.
I'm not
That
surprised.
was fucked.
I'm not surprised.
What do you got, Samaj?
So Count Dankula did a video about this Japanese guy, and there was a reality TV show channel that was going on, but they do crazy shit. Like Japan has some really fucked up reality TV shows, and this one in particular, which was like for this new channel, and what they did is they because you could sign up for it, say, oh yeah, I want to be on this show and whatever, and this guy, he was selected, and what they said the goal of the show is that you had to make about a certain amount of money, and how you would make this money is not through like work. They would put you in a room, and in this room there would be like a small table, a pen, some paper, and a bunch of those magazines that you could sort of sign up for, winning a prize
like
or something.
raffles and that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember this one.
Yeah, so the goal was to earn a certain amount of money, and you can't leave the room and that kind of stuff. Now, granted, he's not forced to do it. Like, the doors aren't locked. He could leave, but the goal is to just sort of keep going. And there might be a prize. You don't know. There's nothing about this. But then the other thing is that he was stripped completely naked. Now, Japan allows you to have full nudity on television, so it was like a Truman Show thing. The camera was on there. Now, the guy thought it was like a video diary kind of thing. So he'd go in there, he'd talk, and all that. He had no idea it was live on television. So here's this guy, he's naked, and he's going insane being in this room with all this isolation, filling out these fucking sweepstake things or whatever else. And he'd win some prizes, but yeah. And the guy, I don't know how many months he was there, but it was like some people were upset because it was like fucking, like the guy's being held against his will, but they don't know, that kind of stuff. And then they actually had to move him from location, so they blindfolded him and put a blanket over him and moved him to location because apparently police, I think it was some of the locals were trying to figure out who the guy is.
Oh, they were trying to rescue him from the show?
Yeah. So
he didn't know he was on there. Oh shit, that's fucked up.
He knew he was on a show.
Yeah, he thought it was like a pre-recorded thing that was gonna be played back later.
Yeah, and amongst all that, he had to earn this certain amount of money while playing all these fucking raffles and sweepstakes and stuff. He It was so fucking fucked up. And of course, like he did win eventually, but it took a long time. He almost went insane after like not talking to another human being.
Well, he could only the one I remember. It was basically like he could only use his winnings or whatever to like eat and shit. Even to feed himself, he can only get shit from his contest winnings, right?
Well, he'd get
Like
food.
it went to that extreme.
No, like he would. They would give him food, but it'd be like cheap dollar store shit, and anything extra would have to be for
Right,
winnings.
okay.
So the only time he got to eat meat. But the thing is that he didn't have like a frying pan or anything to cook the meat. So what he did is he took a pen and he just sort of tried to skewer meat, and he had like a little burner or he had lighters and stuff, and that's how he would cook the meat. It was pretty fucked up. But then there was like
police? Why was that even allowed? Like, you'd think that'd be on TV for like 5 minutes, and somebody'd be like, "You can't do this to somebody."
I mean, the police never. Well, the thing is that they didn't know
human rights violations. Jesus Christ!
Well, they didn't know.
Although he was free to leave at any time.
Well, there was that, but also
makes it okay.
They also don't know if it is pre-recorded, if it's just an act. Because that's the thing. Like, is it an act? Is it not? So, but something had to happen because they literally moved him from one location to another. But they had to blindfold him and put a blanket on him in order to transport him from one area to the other. And like whenever they would get his attention, they would do it in the middle of the night while he was sleeping, and then they flash a flashlight in his face and say, "Oh, hey, you gotta do this, and this," and that's how he got his updates. He barely interacted. The only time he was able to interact with someone is they brought a doctor in to confirm that he's in good health. That was it. That was like his only human interaction for a time. And then it was really fucked up because again he didn't know this was like live, but apparently the show did really really well. So much so they were selling T-shirts and of his face and all that. And everything, because the guy was trying to be entertaining, because he always wanted to be a comedian and entertain people, and so he kept thinking,
the saddest thing ever, a comedian trying to like maintain his sanity by being funny. Oh, that's fucking brutal sounding.
Oh, it is so brutal. I remember watching this, and I'm like, he did what now? Holy shit! And the struggles he went through, and you would think there'd be like a prize or something at the end, like does he get to keep all this money that they earned? No, he didn't get a fucking cent. On top of all that,
should be able to sue the shit out of that place, dude. That is.
Well, he never did, and I don't know why. But not to mention psychological damage and shit. I don't know why. But
Japan is just a different culture altogether.
I'll say the other thing to keep in mind that
I would be like, dude. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that the big surprise, the big finale of the whole thing, when they finally ended it and he finally got everything else, because he was sort of horrified. He was transported to another room, blindfolded. He was transported to another room, and he was fucking devastated. It's like, oh my god, it's never going to end. And the room itself fell apart, like it just sort of opened up, and he was on stage in front of a huge crowd of people, just clapping their hands at him. Here he is, like being buck naked in front of all these people. It's like, oh my god, what's going on? And then they're like, oh yes, you won and all that. Congratulations! And then they showed him everything. That's when he realized, I've been live on television this whole time. You guys have been seeing my most vulnerable moments this whole time. It was the most embarrassing thing I think a human being could ever go through. It was just like all at once, and it's like, congratulations! Oh, by the way, you get nothing. It's like, do I keep the stuff? Oh yeah, you can keep all your junk. I don't care. We'll give you nothing.
Yeah.
No criminal
You're really
charges.
famous, but there's no way to really monetize it. So good luck with that.
No, and then he tried to monetize it. No, nothing really. He wrote a book about the thing and didn't really sell. People just sort of forgot. It's like, oh my god. And he tried to live he's with a TV station right now, and he does like weekly performances and stuff. But it's like he never got the fame. He makes a modest living. That's about it.
Damn.
And he's still alive to this day, and I'm like, oh, good lord.
But is he really living, or is he just a shell of a man?
He probably
just wants to forget the whole thing happened, honestly.
That could be why he has a very modest lifestyle right now. It's like, good for you. I hope nothing but the best, because that was a harrowing situation to be through. But Japan, like, you look at their game shows and everything, Japan is fucked up. They do some crazy shit that's really entertaining, but a lot of it's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love, my favorite fucking thing, my favorite thing is the having to answer trivia questions while a chick's jerking you off. That was one of their fucking shows.
Oh,
one
they
of
had
their
a
fucking
karaoke
game
one
shows.
like that was
I
fucking
gotta thank
hilarious.
that guy. Dude, it's fucking funny because you see, like, there's literally obviously covering, like, you can see their feet, you can see their head and shoulders or whatever, but obviously some of them fucking are jerked off to completion during the show, so you can see that on the fucking ground, their fucking jizz and shit. Like, god damn, dude, this is fucking insane. I gotta think that guy was like, why the fuck couldn't I got picked for that? Why did I get picked for this fucking mental fucking torture for 2 years or whatever?
And some of these guys, it's like, if that's their first experience, it's like, good lord, holy hell, you'll have performance anxiety after that for sure.
Hey,
oh my god!
Sorry, I can only get hard if there's a fucking audience cheering me on now.
Can you imagine trying to bring that up? Sorry, honey. You need to be ritually humiliated. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not a live studio audience somewhere. It's just not happening.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Japan. What are you doing? What are you doing to your youth? Yeah, it was a good little video to watch. I mean, I hear things that I've never heard before. Mad people. Holy.
Yeah, it's odd because it's like a fucking country. It seems very fucking like regimented, like fucking like very structured, and yet they come up with the wackiest fucking shit ever, dude.
I think that's a side effect of being so restricted. It's like, the outlets they have, they just get so crazy because it's just too restrictive.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense.
I put it in the general chat there if you ever want to give it a watch out. It's very entertaining. I shouldn't say entertaining, it's just a harrowing situation.
Like, it's fucked up, but it's still kind of entertaining.
It's like if I ever go to Japan and they say, hey, you want to be on the game show? I'd be like, fuck you. Not a chance.
Oh, fuck. Dude, that reminds me of the Chris Farley sketch. They did a sketch about that on Saturday Night Live, where he's like on stage and they're all saying this shit, and he's one of the contestants. He's like, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I've
speak
been muted
Japanese
this whole time. Somebody knocked
and
on
he's
my
like,
door.
no, I thought they said go to a game show, not be on a game show. Oh my god, I gotta find that clip, dude. That one was really fucking funny. Yeah.
Oh, no, I think
Have
the
you guys
reason
seen
Japan
what I'm
is
talking
as
about?
creative as they are is because their society is so regimented. Because
Yeah,
it's
that's what he
regimented,
said.
if you're at the part where you're supposed to be creative, you have utter freedom because it's completely okay. Like you're in that section where you're supposed to do the creative things, so you have to be like as creative as possible. Because that's like your society.
So it's all like
that's where you have to follow the rules, man. And the rules say be creative. I think that's what it is.
Could be.
Because you have absolutely zero restrictions as far as like your why would there be any anxiety? If you think about it, like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. As opposed to like here, it's like, if the thing is like, if people think if you're not like really good, you should just stop and give up. There, it's like, nope, this is your job. This is what you're doing. This is the time to be creative. So you're just going to keep going until you get it right. Go.
Yeah.
All right. I posted the Japanese game show from Farley, Mike Myers. I think Alec Baldwin was hosting that day.
Oh, I know. I think I've seen
Because
that.
yeah, it's like basically because he's accidentally getting the questions right, even though he has no fucking idea what they're
I'm gonna
saying.
check out that Truman Show.
But then, like the third question, like they get it, the other two contestants get it wrong, cut off their fucking fingers. Like it's fucking nuts, dude. So he's freaking out. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fucking funny though. Very twisted. You know, just a reminder that SNL used to be really fucking funny.
Way back in the day, yeah, they used to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Wayne's World, party time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think it's basically since Bill Hader left was probably the last time it was any good at all.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, except that Nate Bargatze one. I didn't watch it, but the sketch about the fucking how ridiculous it is that we've never bothered to take on the metric system, that just stuck with our feet and inches and miles and fucking all that shit. That one was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because we've discussed that. We had discussed that on the show before. How ridiculous that is. So to see Nate Bargatze get a sketch about it's pretty good.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indubitably. Indubitably.
Yeah. Oh, how many feet in a mile? 5,280. It's such an easy number to remember.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. If you're unfamiliar with Nate Bargatze, he's a pretty fucking funny guy. So there's that one. I didn't know Will Sasso was Canadian. I only found that out
I
recently.
didn't know Will Sasso was a person. No,
Oh, fuck. No, he was really good on fucking...
on Saturday Night Live?
No, Mad TV.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's
Remember-
an old
yeah.
one. I haven't heard about that one in a while.
Yeah.
Mad TV was great.
Yeah,
Jim
that
Carrey and fucking, yeah, there were so many funny fucking people on that.
That was In Living Color was Jim Carrey, but
Oh, are you sure? Goddamn. Oh, well.
yeah. I don't know, he might have made like guest appearances. But no. Yeah, Jim Carrey was never on. It was fucking, who think, Will Sasso, Frank Caliendo, Brian Callen for a little bit, Bobby Lee, other people, Michael McDonald, one that did the Stewart character. Mo Collins played the mom. Yeah, there was some good shit on there. It was very hit or miss. Like there were some fucking great ones and then a lot of fucking gross, just fucking shitty shit. But yeah, it was definitely in that period of time where the edgy, which I still just adore.
When they still did funny shit on TV.
Yeah. Well, when edgy shit was still acceptable, where you could just say something fucking, outrageous.
Yeah, yeah.
And not be canceled for it.
Well,
Like they
especially
did
if you were doing it as a joke.
Yeah. Well, they did. You remember the Michael Jackson song, Black or White?
Yeah.
They did a sketch about that where it's basically him asking, because again, it was when he was, the bleaching shit was in full effect and he was basically white. And he was basically asking if he's black or white, and that was the whole fucking take on it.
Oh, no.
And then at the end of it, it's funny because at the end of it, because he's basically, can you tell me if I'm black or white? That basically. But at the end, like the cops come and arrest him because I think he beat up a car or something in the actual video. So he was doing that. But then at the end, he gets arrested. So he's like, well, I guess I really am black. They're pretty fucking funny.
Nice. Yeah, you would
Yeah,
never
back
get away with
then that
that
was
now.
fun.
That would definitely not fly. That would definitely get you in a lot of fucking trouble.
Yeah. Indeed. But it was, I think, what was that, the 90s? I think late 90s? When the fuck was Mad TV on?
People still had a little bit of humor going.
Yeah, 90s, I mean, edgy. You know, that was the thing. Stay fucking wild, offensive shit. Everyone knew you were fucking joking. And nowadays, you'd get canceled.
Yep, everybody just gets really mad about it.
Oh, it looks like my grandpuppy might make an appearance here at the end. My son's going to drop him off any minute now.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Well, maybe we should call it because we're just about done anyway. Honestly,
That sounds about right.
and it feels like we
Yeah,
kind of
whatever.
reached a culmination of topics.
Out a little.
Could be.
I can't think of any other topics
Yeah.
to bring up
Unless there's anything
anyway.
else. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well, bye-bye. Nobody's listening. Bye-bye.